Welcome to the stream, everyone. We're just a couple minutes away from showtime. And man, do we have a lot to talk about on the program this morning. Oh man, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and everyone like the video. Just a big weekend. Give me a 1 if you caught both Trump rallies. A 1 if you caught both Trump rallies. A 2 if you caught one. Well, maybe that. No, scratch that. Give me a 1 if you saw one Trump rally this weekend. A 2. Let's start over. Cancel it. Cancel. We're starting over. I realized. Give me a 1 if you saw one Trump rally. A 2 if you saw both. A 1, you just saw one. A 2, you saw both. I think it's easier that way, right? 2 if you saw both, 1 if you saw one. Oh, man. There we go. A lot of 2s. Wow. Awesome. Oh, man. Wow. Hey, Macho. A lot of 2s. A lot of people saw both. Wow. That's amazing. I'm a 2, by the way. All right, getting ready to come on.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
Yes. Oh, man. Welcome, everyone. It is Monday. Oh man, I don't know. It seems like I have not been here in about 4 or 5 days, even though I had a very, very busy weekend. Welcome to the program. It is Monday. We've got a lot to talk about on the program today. A lot of issues to get into. We had not 1 but 2 Trump rallies this weekend. 2 just spectacular rallies, and the Trump rallies are just amazing. They're absolutely amazing. Every rally President Trump does is historic in nature because no politician in the history of the United States has been able to be on a U.S. tour with crowds like this time and time again for how many years now? Since the first Trump rally? It's absolutely historic in nature. Everyone breaks a new record because he's breaking his own record every time he has a rally for the number of attendees. Now, I'm sure growing up you all heard about the Lincoln-Douglas debates. What do they have? 12 people show up for Lincoln and Douglas as they were traveling around Illinois. That's nothing compared to this. It's historic in nature. If you saw the Trump rallies over the weekend, give me a call. And I did a poll on YouTube in the YouTube live chat room right before I went live here a minute ago. And I asked people to give me a 1 in the chat room if they saw one Trump rally, a 2 if they saw both. And man, there were a lot of 2s that watched both rallies. Saturday night, Nevada. Last night, Arizona. I mean, they're just great rallies. I mean, this is... And I'll tell you something. The rallies tell me that President Trump, who sees the real polls, not the ones we see on the news, he's seeing the internal polls that are not public, are giving him great indicators. He would not be traveling around this close to the election day to locations that there was any chance that he would be losing in. I mean, the polls must be just phenomenal. So it's a great, great way to start the week. Oh, man. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. There's a lot of topics we're going to talk about today on the program, and a lot of controversies out there, a lot of strangeness going on a whole bunch of different issues, and we're going to cover as many of them as we can between now and the end of today's show. But there's one I wanted to start with because it involves the great Kari Lake, who's phenomenal. I've had Kari Lake as a guest on my podcast, and she is just great, Kari Lake, isn't she? I mean, when she speaks, she's like Trump. She's very good. She's very good. You know, that 20, 30 years of television experience she has shows, and I really like the idea that she is a recovered Democrat, right? Just like President Trump and many others. She's a recovered Democrat. She was an Obama supporter back in 2008. Isn't that crazy? And here she is. She's grown up and matured and seen the mistake in her Democrat ways, and now she's one of the strongest MAGA people out there by far. And you know, when she wins this race in Arizona, Kari Lake, she's got a lot to take on, and she's going to take it on day one. This border issue will be number one. But you know, I was thinking last night, I was watching Kari Lake speak at the rally. Great speech, of course. She did say one thing about her opponent that I don't have the details on. I'm going to throw this out, and if anyone knows the details of this, call me on the air and fill me in. I didn't have time to look it up this morning. She was talking in her speech, Kari Lake. Did you guys catch her speech? The one she did, you know, earlier before President Trump. She said her opponent, Katie Hobbs, the coward Democrat that will not debate her, has settled using taxpayer dollars in Arizona, 2 racial discrimination cases that she has discriminated against black people, the Democrat. Do any of you know the details of that? I'd love to hear them. Give me a call on the air and let me know. 888-GO-CANE-1. Kari Lake mentioned them, but she didn't get into the specifics of what they were. 888-465-2631. But anyway, Kari Lake, when she wins, you know what I'd like to really see Kari Lake do? This would be amazing. This would be absolutely amazing. And I just something popped in my mind as I was watching Kari Lake yesterday at the Arizona rally. Wouldn't it, because we're going to have, there's 3 governors that are up, right? Kari Lake, she's running. Our great governor here in Florida, Ron DeSantis. And, of course, Abbott in Texas. Wouldn't it not be amazing if DeSantis, Abbott, and Kari Lake joined forces? Right now, Abbott and DeSantis have been working together, shipping the illegals up north. But would this not, I'm going to give you something here that I think would just be amazing and would blow the minds of the left. The media would have meltdowns over this. Governors DeSantis, along with Governor Abbott and Governor Kari Lake. Well, man, Governor Kari Lake, isn't that amazing? If they would call a summit of the governors on this border issue, on the immigration crisis, would that not be amazing? They could invite all 50 governors and have a summit of the governors and discuss what they're going to do to protect us from this southern border that is completely open. Would that not be amazing? A summit of the governors led by Governor DeSantis, Governor Abbott, and Governor Kari Lake of Arizona. Oh, that would be, and of course, carry it live on television. The media would have a meltdown over that, and it would be very effective. Hey, they're already coordinating Abbott and DeSantis. Why not do it on television with Governor Lake? All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. If you have any thoughts on the rallies, you're welcome to call in. But if you know what Kari Lake was referencing when she said that Hobbs, her Democrat opponent, has settled 2 racial discrimination cases, I'd like to know the details of those. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Masculine.
Oh, hey, Louise. Hey.
Yes, Brian. Newsmax on. We didn't see the second rally.
I know. I don't know what that was about. I don't know why Newsmax did not carry that rally.
Did.
Well, I watched it on the Right Side Broadcasting app.
Oh, no wonder we were going crazy. We said, well, what's going on?
I know, and I actually missed some of it in the beginning because of that. I don't understand what was happening, and you know, I was watching Newsmax, and they had John Bachman on, and he was doing great, and he had a great piece, and I thought, oh, what a great lead into the rally, and then Gorka came on, and I'm watching Sebastian. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't know how that happened or why it happened. It was an oversight, I'm sure. Now, I was not home on Saturday, so I had to watch I watched on the Right Side Broadcasting app on Saturday, too. I don't know, did Newsmax carry the rally in Nevada on Saturday?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I just thought I made a mistake when you said.
No, the mistake was Newsmax. I just assumed they would carry. And out of the two rallies, last night's rally is the big one because Kari Lake is there. She's a rock star. So I don't get it.
That's what I remember you said, and I said, could I have misunderstood?
No, you didn't. I assumed that they did it. It was a mistake. This has happened before. There was a rally on a Friday night they didn't carry a month or two ago on Newsmax, and I thought after that mistake they would not let it happen again, but they did.
Okay, well, that clarifies it because we, three of us, we're calling each other, but where is it?
Well, a lot of people that would see that and not know where to go. Not every, and these rallies get more and more difficult to find all the time. Not everyone has access to the places where they carry them live. Some people only have television. So it's unfortunate when they do that.
Oh, okay. I just thought we made a mistake of some kind.
No, Newsmax made a mistake by not carrying it last night. Isn't that crazy?
Thank you, but I saw Saturday, and as usual, it was wonderful.
Oh, they're great. All right.
Mike Lindell is always there.
Oh, yeah, he certainly is. Hey, listen, take care. Thanks for the call. Yeah, Mike Lindell, I saw him interviewed yesterday at the rally. The FBI still has not given Mike Lindell his cell phone back. Did you know that? Yeah, they've not given him his cell phone back. How long has it been now? Listen, we're going to take our first break of the hour. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't carry it. I think it's pretty... I wouldn't hold Newsmax feet to the fire on that. I am sure it was a mistake. They made a mistake on Friday a couple months ago for that rally. I'm sure this was an oversight. We'll find... Hopefully they'll explain it. I think they should tell us why they didn't carry the rally on Newsmax. Don't you guys? All right, it's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. It's Monday. We'll take our first break of the hour, come back. There's a lot to talk about. Don't go anywhere. Why they didn't carry the rally on Newsmax. Don't you guys? All right, it's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. It's Monday. We'll take our first break of the hour, come back. There's a lot to talk about. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, speaking of Mike Lindell, there's a huge special going on the My Pillow bathrobe. So I brought my bathrobe in. So I'm going to talk about my Pillow bathrobe after the break. These are 50% off right now. 50% off with the promo code Kane at mypillow.com. Yeah. Matches my Trump shirt. Got to make sure I don't get the wires messed up in it. Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Five 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies.
Davina, you don't have a choice. When the FBI pull you over, like you're El Chapo, and they have a warrant, you've got to give it to them. It's that's the way it is.
Firearms training, including concealed carry for you, your friends, your neighbors, by professional instructor owner Mike Bronner. G-licensed security classes offer offered every week. For firearm and security patrol service needs, it's Eagle Eye Protection Services. Protect yourself, your family, your business. Call 561-723-6191. Eagle Eye, your local security protection services.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Have you been told that you have bone on bone or need a knee replacement? Have you been told that you have...
Oh, thanks, Rom. Let me pin that. Yeah.
See us at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have non-surgical solutions that include...
In fact, I yesterday uploaded a Patreon supporter exclusive podcast episode with Kathy and myself yesterday, a full-length podcast, just me and Kathy, and only available to Patreon supporters.
222-6642.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
This segment of the Steve Kane Show is brought to you by I Will Advisors. Seniors, medical open enrollment is approaching. Do you know what Medicare options are available to you? Call Debbie at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080, and she will answer all your Medicare questions. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Yes, yes. Oh, man. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. It is Monday. And do you know what I'm wearing right now? You guys listening on the radio? What do you think I'm wearing right now? I'm going to tell you. I am wearing, it's true. Go on YouTube and verify it if you want. I am wearing my My Pillow bathrobe. That's right. I brought my My Pillow bathrobe to the radio station today. And I love my My Pillow bathrobe. I have one. My wife has one. Mine, I have the heavy. They have two. They have a lightweight and they have a heavier one. I have the heavier one. They come in many different colors. My wife has the white one. They come in a lot of different colors, including pink. And there's a huge special going on right now at MyPillow.com when you use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and that's half off. They're half off. And these make great Christmas gifts. I've had my Pillow bathrobe for well over a year. I don't know how many times I've washed it. And it looks like brand new, like the day it arrived, because everything Mike Lindell makes is of very high quality. And the My Pillow bathrobes make a great gift for Christmas. I'm telling you, for anyone on your Christmas gift-giving list, the My Pillow bathrobe is perfect. You know, get his and hers for your significant other. You and your significant other will love them. And you don't have to get the same color. They are wonderful. And I love mine. I wear it all the time at home, especially as it's getting cooler. It's great to have and wear around the house or around the radio station, as I'm doing right now. They have huge pockets in them. It fits perfectly. And even though this is the heavier one, it feels very comfortable, very lightweight, and you'll love it. So go to MyPillow.com, order your My Pillow bathrobe. By the way, this is the lowest price ever on the My Pillow bathrobe. So go to MyPillow.com, use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Carlo from Maryland.
Hey, Carlo.
Hey, I just want to let you know, I watched the Trump's rallies on OAN. I subscribe to them, and they have it. They don't have no commentators in the beginning talking about it or anybody at the end. But they do show the whole rally.
Oh, you have the OAN app?
Huh?
You have the OAN app, One American News app?
Yes, sir. I got that, and I watch them a lot because I watch Dan Ball and stuff like that. So I mean, but OAN shows the whole thing.
Yeah, I've got them on Pluto. But you know, the thing about Newsmax, you know, Fox News makes a deliberate decision not to carry the rally. It's a big insult. Newsmax, I just think it was a management oversight.
You know what gets me about Fox is when Trump was president, everybody wanted him Laura Ingraham, everybody. And now it seems like it's a left turn. They don't want nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it. I used to watch Fox a lot. I don't even watch Fox and Friends. I don't watch them no more. I'd rather watch Dan Ball and Newsmax.
Well, and me, right?
Yeah. Oh, sir.
Don't leave me out.
Like I said, when I found you on YouTube because I lost Rush and I was looking for people, I couldn't find nobody, and I was just happened to be on the laptop and I saw YouTube and I saw you. I said, well, here, let me see what this guy's like. And boy, I tell you, you lit the fire to me. So
I appreciate it.
This morning,
well,
I got you on my big screen. I'm talking to you now, and I'm watching you.
Well, that's great. I love it. All right, I'm on your big screen television. How many inches is your TV?
It's a 75-inch.
Oh man.
And yeah, boy, I got you. It's like you're right here in the living room.
That's awesome. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. All right, take care. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie.
Oh, hey, Richie.
I'm going to make a criticism, and I hope you bear with me.
Well, it depends on what it is, Richie. I don't want to get too far off of what the topics are today. Open phones is on Friday, but, let's see.
This is the rallies. I watched both rallies. I have a criticism on one of the rallies, and it has to do with a couple weeks ago. You had a caller call up and said there was all sorts of crime. You were trying to draw out of this guy that he was a total racist. I don't know if you remember that call. He basically was saying that most of the crime was done by black people.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That rally on Saturday shocked the crap out of me when they brought Senator Tommy Tuberville, who was a football coach for Auburn out of Alabama, and the statement that he made.
Oh, hold on. Let me. Funny that you ask. I have that. Hold on. Is it this statement?
Well, they're soft on crime. No, they're not soft on crime. They're pro-crime. They want crime. They want crime because they want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. But they are not owed that.
Okay, was that the clip? Okay, well, what's your beef?
Well, let me tell you, Maggie Hageman, who's from the New York Times,
oh my
said
goodness,
basically that was a racist statement, but who cares, because look at the people he was talking to. Basically, that we're all racist. And this is what I'm saying. They got to watch what the hell they say. Wait
a minute. Who has to watch what they say?
Not President Trump, because some of the speakers that they have.
Listen. Some of these speakers, I don't know who a lot of them are. When they come up, because a lot of them are local state people and things like this. But this Haberman, who has this slanderous book on President Trump, nothing a Republican that supports Trump does is going to be right by her. Everything is going to be racist. I mean, you can't win with these people.
Yeah, but you don't give her food for thought. Then you had the other guy, the head of the Republican Party, the fat guy, that got up there and what he said with the BLM and how they met them. I don't want to go through that, but that was awful. Also, you can't make us look like a bunch of people that hate. And
so you don't want them to talk about BLM or anything when they're up there.
Do you want me to?
Well, you clean up the language.
He said that 300 BLM protesters went to a city with signs, and we showed up with 3,000 with AR.
Oh yeah, that's stupid. That's a stupid thing to say. I wouldn't recommend saying something like that.
That's what I'm trying to say. You got to watch. Some of these speakers are enthusiastic, and President Trump cannot control them. But that doesn't help our cause, because they get people like Hageman that gets on Mark.
No, the thing with Tommy there, I don't think that's a problem. But yeah, that other comment you make, I missed that. Yeah.
That guy, the Arizona was a beautiful rally. There was none of that stuff. This was the first time.
No, a lot of people don't have sense. A lot of these people are kind of new to the public life. Okay, and they may be a big shot back home, but they don't have really a lot of exposure. But because Trump's coming, all of a sudden they're talking to a national audience, and they say stupid things. I mean, I've seen sometimes. I was watching on Right Side yesterday, and some of the people were saying things involving Russia and Putin, they were advocating for Putin. Now, I'm opposed to the war, any U.S. involvement in Ukraine, but it's not smart to go on national television declaring Putin as a great hero when you're wearing your MAGA gear. It's stupid.
Oh, and the crowds, by the way, for both rallies, the crowds were unbelievable. There had to have been 25,000 people in 90-degree Arizona desert heat yesterday, and they were there for 20, some of them 24 hours.
People don't know, when I go to rallies, and I've been to a whole bunch of them, it's an exhausting experience. By the time Trump gets out there, you've been there at least 12 hours, at least. And it's rough.
Did you go to the...
No, I was out of town this weekend.
Oh, okay, because they had a big thing in Jupiter.
For DeSantis, yeah. Yeah, they had a Ron DeSantis boat parade, yeah.
And it was a President Trump boat parade also. For people that really, that America's Voice, that app is free.
Oh, Real America Voice is awesome. That's a go-to place. That's where Bannon's at. I got to run for the break, Richie, but take care. Listen, we're going to take our bottom of the hour break. We got a lot more to talk about, and more on Kari Lake when we get back from the break. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. It's Monday. We'll be right back. Our break. We got a lot more to talk about, and more on Kari Lake when we get back from the break. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. It's Monday. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I've been to a couple boat parades. They're phenomenal. Phenomenal. By the way, this special on the MyPillow bathrobes, the price is so good, they're going to start running out of sizes and colors. And this is the lowest price ever on the MyPillow bathrobes. You want to go there and order yours like now. You make sure you use the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, to get the big discount. But they're going to start running out of sizes and colors pretty quick on those bathrobes. Make sure you use the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. Yeah, today is, it's a lot of days. Today is Columbus Day, and it is also, Ashley Babbitt's birthday is today. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not sure how old she would be. Let's see, she'd be 37. Today would have been Ashley Babbitt's 37th birthday. Yep. Make sure you Patreon supporters check out the Patreon exclusive podcast that Kathy and I uploaded there yesterday. Oh, I'm coming in too quick? I'm coming in too quick? I'll wait just a couple seconds. That's no problem.
Cars, even hybrids. Champagne
Where am I? Here we are.
561-245-8101. Make sure you tell them you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show.
Deco Shield Systems in Boynton Beach thanks our troops and veterans for everything they've done so fearlessly for us. Send letters and packages from home and offer a veteran a discount on your local product or service. It will be greatly appreciated. This message courtesy of Deco Shield Systems in Boynton Beach, trusted 30-plus years of experience specializing in concealment systems for fire, sprinkler, piping, plumbing lines, HVAC, cable, and conduit. Visit them online at decoshield.com.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Have you been told that you have bone-on-bone or need a knee replacement? Have you been told that you have osteoarthritis? Well, then come see us at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have non-surgical solutions that include rehab and injections that can prevent you from having to have surgery or prolong the surgery. We've been in practice for 75 years in South Florida. You don't have to live with pain any longer. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
The Boca Chamber of Commerce and Oldies 95.3, 96.9 are ready to start your holiday off with a bang. Wine and all that.
Steve Kane Show.
Will be at the Boca Raton on Saturday, November 5th.
Hold on.
An array of wine, spirits, beer, and dinner by the bite from some of Boca's top restaurants, and you can bid on exciting items like wine baskets, resort stays, spa packages, and so much more right from your phone. Visit BocaChamber.com for more information and to purchase tickets.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture, every Sunday at 6 a.m.
Brian Craig here. I've suffered with massive pain in my knee for years, but not anymore. It's all gone, thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain system. I'm in studio right now with Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, how'd you do it?
So I treated your knee pain with laser. Treatment is simple and no side effects. I have robotic lasers that have...
I make you late for work. Oh, no.
...on joint pain. These are all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help with knees. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help them with.
Any joint I can do. Shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendinitis, bursitis, from the foot all the way up to the neck.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
Dead air.
Now,
Here we go.
back to the Steve Kane
Boom.
Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
Yes, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Our number 888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Jay, truck driver. I'm in Pennsylvania at the moment.
All right. What's going on? Jay in Pennsylvania at the moment. What's on your mind?
Well, the Trump rally was actually on the Fox, like on your phone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was relaxed on my truck, and I was just scrolling down, and then I saw, hit something to pull up an article.
No, but that's a cop-out. I have the Fox Nation app, okay, because there are some good things there. It's $5 a month, right? But they do carry the Trump rallies on the Fox Nation app, but that's a cop-out, and it's a way for them to promote their app. It's a way for them to say, oh, no, we're not canceling Donald Trump and his rallies. We have it on the Fox Nation app. I don't appreciate that. But yeah, that's a place to go if you have nowhere else to go, is the Fox Nation app. Absolutely.
But I don't have the Fox Nation app, just their regular app.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they had another app.
Just the regular Fox News app.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to pay for it. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. I'll look into that next time.
Something.
No, I appreciate the call. No, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Oh, by the way, this Saturday at 10 a.m., Steve Kane and I will be taking our concealed weapon permit course with Mike, who's an expert master instructor at Eagle Eye Protection Services. And you guys are invited. Call Mike and join us. This is, People have been telling me for years to get my concealed weapons permit, and I am finally doing it. But before you get the permit, you got to take the class. And you are all invited to join us. It is this Saturday at 10 a.m. Let me give you the number, 561-723-6191. 561-723-6191. That's Mike's direct number at Eagle Eye Protection Services. And join us, 561-723-6191. All right? Okay, so the Arizona rally last night, there is a photograph of Kari Lake that is already causing meltdowns with the left. Okay? Now, before President Trump comes out to speak at any of these events, he takes photos with people, and there's always a meeting area, and it's you know, a nice place, oftentimes in a tent, because if it's an outside venue, they have tents out there. Every once in a while you'll see Trump walking into a tent when he arrives at a rally. You ever seen this? If you're watching live, that's where he goes in for the photo op with important people, sometimes celebrities, candidates that he's endorsing, and maybe sometimes people pay for that. I don't know. And they take it and they have a nice like seal on the wall, and it says the office of Donald J. Trump behind there, and it's on a piece of red carpet because he is a VIP for sure. He is the ultimate VIP. And in Arizona last night, because it was outside, the ground was sand, desert sand. It's Arizona. So they have this tent. There's no floor. It's like Laura Ingalls' house, right? There's no floor, and it's a floor of sand, and there's a piece of red carpet there. And the sand, people are walking on it, they're getting it on the red carpet, and before President Trump arrived, the carpet was covered in sand. So Kari Lake vacuumed it. And there's a photograph of her, and I made it, it's on my, I did tweet this, and it's also on my YouTube video for this morning. And it's a photograph of Kari Lake vacuuming the red carpet before President Trump arrived. And it's being reported that Kari Lake insisted on personally making sure that the carpet was spotless out of respect for President Trump. And they've got this photograph of her all decked out in her blue dress that she wore and her high heels, with a vacuum cleaner vacuuming the red carpet, getting all the sand off that sandy dirt floor so that when he came in, it was nice and dignified. And the left are already having meltdowns over this. They're going to have more and more meltdowns as this photograph goes viral on social media. I did tweet this, so if you go to my Twitter, you can retweet it. But see, women aren't supposed to be vacuuming anymore. I vacuum. I have vacuumed the studio here sometimes. They have a cleaning crew that comes in, but sometimes maybe I've made a mess or someone's been here over the weekend. I've grabbed the vacuum and so what? But this, when it comes to like these so-called feminists, right, in the left, Democrats and newspaper people and stuff, these so self-appointed feminists, vacuuming would be demeaning. They can't vacuum. They can't be seen vacuuming. Who cares? If something's got to be done, you do it. And they look at her vacuuming, and what they see is this stereotypical 50s housewife, which they think is a negative. I don't know why the stereotypical 50s housewife is a negative to these people on the left. I'm a woman, I don't vacuum, man. What are they supposed to do? Get a man to do it? Would that make them feel better? And this tent area where President Trump came in for the photo ops, when you look at this photograph, which is a very good photo, you can see all the shoe prints and the sand around it. I can only imagine what that carpet looked like before Kari Lake vacuumed it. And, should President Trump come in with a carpet filled with Arizona desert sand all over it? I don't think so. And they just don't like the idea of it. Like, here's someone on Twitter. They said this is a humiliating and embarrassing photo. It's degrading. I mean, are you kidding me? It's degrading because she wants the place to look nice before a very important person comes in. I mean, don't you clean your house before someone comes over? If you're at work, don't you straighten up when someone's coming into your office or your workplace? Of course you do. But no. Can't do it. I tell you, here's a woman, Dr. Jenny McDonald on Twitter, a female doctor. I don't know what kind of doctor, a doctor of liberal nonsense. She says, and this is a Kari Lake vacuuming the carpet. This is creepy and disturbing. Why should any woman degrade herself for a man? What are they talking about? Oh my goodness. And it's being described by some conservatives as something called servant leadership, which I've never heard that phrase before, but I get what it means. Oh my goodness. This is, I think it makes her look great. It makes her look awesome. And like President Trump, here's another woman. This is sad and pathetic. I think it makes her more relatable. It shows that she's a normal person. I saw her in the Republican primary debate in Arizona, which was amazing. And one of the Republicans is the wife of a billionaire. And she had pointed out that this woman lives in a mansion and she's out of touch, with the people of Arizona because she lives in this huge mansion, being married to a billionaire. And then she goes to Kari Lake and says, "Well, how big's your house?" and all this stuff. And Kari Lake said, "Well, I live in a townhome. I don't have some big old house." And that she was shocked. She just assumed because Kari Lake's running for office that she has a mansion. Now, see, the reason, though, that this photograph of Kari Lake vacuuming the red carpet sand, see, she's doing the job that is for an undocumented immigrant, an illegal. She's doing someone else's job. This is why the liberals look at that and say, this is why we have an open southern border, so that we don't have to vacuum. We have illegals who do that for us. Remember Ozzy Osbourne's daughter, who's going to clean our toilets? Yeah, and clean your house. Well, Kari Lake apparently. And she doesn't mind doing it. All right, I'm going to take the last break of this hour. There's much more to talk about. We've only scratched the surface. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. That's right, our number toll free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this break.
The Cold.
I'm getting text messages like mad here.
Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Brian Craig here. How would you like a free doorbell camera? That's right, a free doorbell camera. I have one and you will love one. The first 40 listeners who call 1-833-283-5050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects with your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman Shield. You can see your home right from the palm of your hands, no matter where you are.
Yeah, give me a call on the air, ladies. You ladies out there in the chat room, call me on the air right now and tell me your thoughts on Kari Lake vacuuming this carpet for President Trump specifically, insisting on doing it. I think it shows respect for him, that she personally did it. She wanted to do it. She didn't want to have some underling do it. I think it's awesome. If I promise you, they vacuum carpets before, these Democrats have photo ops. Who do you think does their carpets? I think it makes her more of a woman, more of a strong woman. Don't you guys think so? Call me on the air. Let me know what you think. 888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Let me see, where am I?
954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my 877-9445. Thank you.
Denise Hair Salon, one of the trendiest salon in Brooklyn, is officially in Boca. Known for its professionalism and uniquely talented staff, we're excited to offer a free consultation for every new client. We're looking forward to welcoming you to our new location. Book your appointment today and get 20% off any hair service.
Located at 7600 North Federal Highway in Boca, or check us out on IG at Denise Hair Salon and call 561-826-8704.
That's Denise with the Z.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in our roof at the Kane household, we called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602. And tell him Steve Kane sent you.
Seniors, Medicare open enrollment is coming. I Will Advisors has all the education you need to make an informed decision about your plan for you and your family. I Will Advisors specializes in every aspect of Medicare and what options are most likely to help or hurt you. And that way you can get a plan that fits your lifestyle and needs at an affordable rate. Call Debbie at 954-753-88.
Steve Kane Show.
954-753.
Hold on.
We take on the civil justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
Yes, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. Yeah, I want to hear from some ladies in the audience. What are your thoughts on Kari Lake insisting that she personally vacuum the sand off of President Trump's red carpet? I think it makes her a stronger woman. I want to hear what you on the female side of the aisle have to say about that. 888-GO-KANE-1. Now, during the break, I was listening to the commercial for the free doorbell camera from Sloman's. And let me tell you, I have one of these. It's amazing. I was out of town over the weekend. I told you guys I was going to be out of town on Friday. What I did not tell you is that I went out of town alone over the weekend. That's right, I did. And had something I had to do. And the doorbell camera, this is amazing. You call. I'm going to give you the number in just a moment, so get something to write with and something to write on. Call Sloman's and ask them how you can get a free doorbell camera. So Saturday, boom, there's someone at the door. Well, I don't want my wife and daughter opening the door or answering the door when I'm not home. And you know what? I can see who's there. I can even talk to the person so they think I'm home. Okay? And I saw who was there, and it was an Amazon delivery, which was fine. But they knocked at the door, boom. They didn't ring the doorbell. They knocked, but I could see they were there. My wife, didn't have to go to the door, didn't have to check and see who was there. My daughter either, and I could see it. But if they would have, if I wanted to, I could have talked to them right there through the doorbell camera, and they would have thought I was home, the man, which is what you want, right? It's amazing. It gives you a lot of safety, a lot of security, and it's awesome. So listen, I'm going to give you the number right now for Sloman's. No matter where you are located, call them and ask them how you can get a free doorbell camera, right? Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Here's the number, 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. One more time, 833-283-5050. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Melinda from Ohio.
Oh, Melinda in Ohio. What's on your mind?
I was going to tell you about Kari Lake. I think what she did was pretty terrific. I think that not only does she show respect for our previous president, President Trump, and I think that it shows attention to detail. And as a journalist, I think that that's something that she would be accustomed to.
Yeah, having a nice, clean set. Yeah.
Exactly. I think that has a lot to do with her background, and I think that, even, for her being in office, I think that it's important to know that somebody is that interested in detail.
I betcha, and this will sound crazy to some people, but when I tell you that if you think about it, it'll make sense. I betcha Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton would not even know how to operate a vacuum cleaner.
I agree.
I'm serious. They have people that do that, probably illegals, right? But they don't know how to do it. They don't vacuum.
And I think this showing attention to detail is so important and shows, you know, a lot about her character, actually.
Absolutely. And the photograph, you know, if this were like a feminist and they had this photograph, she'd be in a panic on how to destroy the photo.
I know, that's true.
What's wrong with these liberal women?
To be admirable, you know, that we have somebody like that that's that conscientious.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, listen, thanks for the call.
Thank you.
All right, call from Ohio. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Greg to DeSantis.
Oh, hey, Greg.
Good morning. Listen, who cares about Kari Lake vacuuming? That's perfectly fine. That's going to be not even on the news this evening. I don't know why you're wasting your time on it, but
well, I don't know. You call me. Sometimes you call me, and you complain that I'm talking about what is on television. I shouldn't be doing that. Now I'm talking about something that has not yet made it to the news, and that's wrong. This is what happens when you have, excuse me, I'm speaking. This is what happens. Well, then get off the phone. Goodbye. If you don't want me to talk, you don't be part of the conversation. Greg is a textbook example of what happens when someone has derangement syndrome, right? He has Brian Craig derangement syndrome. But it's the same symptoms that people that have Trump derangement syndrome have. No matter what Trump does, it's wrong. No matter what I do, Greg thinks it's wrong. If I talk about, like I remember it was a week or so ago, I was talking about something that Tucker Carlson did. I can't even remember what it was. And he said, oh, yeah, Tucker did that last night. Why are you talking about that? Now I'm doing something that has not yet made it to the news. And, well, that hasn't even been in the news. Why are you talking about that? You understand how derangement syndrome works? All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's John in Wellington.
Oh, hey, John.
I'm not a female caller, obviously, but I do have something to say about Kari Lake. I served in the military for over 20 years, and what she did, we would call in the military lead by example. You never, ever, under any circumstances, have anybody do something that you yourself are not prepared to do.
That's right. And she was just standing around waiting. Why, you know, people are busy. Why not do it? But she wanted to do it. She wanted to do it herself.
Of course, she wants the place to look nice. She wasn't doing anything at the time. It's not demeaning to take matters into your own hands and straighten up the place a little bit when you've got a big visitor like Mr. Trump coming in.
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah. You know, what do you think it is, though? What do you think it is with these liberal women? You know, when I say that Hillary Clinton, I'm going to throw Chelsea Clinton into that too. Hillary and Chelsea and Kamala Harris would not even know how to operate a vacuum cleaner. Would you agree with that?
Because they're all high and mighty. They do not support the immigrants the way they say they do. They think that vacuuming is a demeaning job, and I'm sure they would approve if an illegal was the one that was going to be vacuuming.
Well, that's what they're for. You know, I vacuum. Well, we have tile and wood floors in the house. We don't have any carpet, but I do vacuum. We have a vacuum. I vacuum. I sweep. I mop. There's, you know, I love doing it, and it's when I, you know, on the weekends. I didn't do it this weekend because I was out of town, but oftentimes on Saturday or Sunday morning, I wake up really early. I vacuum, I sweep, I mop, I clean the house, so it's nice when my wife gets up. It's like something nice you do for someone, making the area nice for them.
Of course, and when you're done, whether it's dishes or vacuuming or sweeping or dusting, it gives you a sense of accomplishment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but Greg says, who cares?
Well, that's great.
That's right. All right, take care. That's a great response. I like that. That's great. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mike from Coconut Creek.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, I think what Greg, too, was trying to say, I don't know how he argues cases because he gets very excited and he becomes incoherent, but I think he was going to tell you about, I guess, Russia just did a massive missile strike on.
Well, we're here till 9.
I get it, but I think that's where he was going.
No, that's not where he was going. No, that's not where he was going. What Greg does, okay, Greg has been a listener of this program for many, many years, 15, 20 years. And he hates me like the plague. And why that is, I don't quite know. So the purpose of his calls is always to try to make himself feel good about himself and make me look bad in front of the audience about anything. Nothing I ever do is right with this guy. So no, you give him too much credit for having like a coherent point. He's just consumed with rage. Hey, listen, appreciate the call. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning, Vernon. It's Kathy from Pompano.
Hey, Kathy. How you doing?
I'm good. Listen, I was listening to a interview with Kari Lake over the weekend. I don't remember who's...
An interview with who? I didn't hear who.
I don't remember who it was that she was speaking with. I'll have to see if I can find it for you.
Well, no, who was the interview with? An interview with who?
Oh, I'm sorry. Kari Lake was interviewing... I thought it was interviewing Kari.
A Kari Lake interview. Okay.
And a Kari Lake interview. And she was talking about how she grew up with a family of 9, and they were very, very poor. She said they were so poor that they lived on a dirt road that didn't even have an address number. And she said one of the first jobs she ever had when she was able to go out and work was in the janitorial services. And she said that was the best job she ever had because it prepared her for, for what she's doing now. And I think that's why she ended up doing what she did at the rally. Is because she just felt like she loved that job. She said that was one of the best jobs.
Well, I think she wanted the place to look nice and presentable for President Trump out of respect, And if you look at that photograph, it's on the sand because it's in a tent, with a dirt floor. The sand, you see all the shoe prints in the sand. I'm sure the carpet was completely covered in sand. I mean, it doesn't. What is it about Democrat women that they think that they're not a woman if they vacuum?
I have no idea. I'm not a Democrat woman, so I don't know. I like keeping everything nice and clean and tidy. I was brought up that way, so I don't understand how.
Yeah, I'm a very neat, tidy, organized person. In fact, every day. When the show's over, I clean up the studio. And because it's out of respect for whoever's going to be here next after me, or maybe someone comes and visits after I'm gone. That's what you do if you're a decent person. Liberals just are not. They think they're so insecure about their womanhood. These liberal women, that they think if they do something like this, it's some stereotype, and they think to be a strong woman, they have to act like a man. How they think a man should act. And I got to tell you, myself and a lot of good men vacuum, mop, do laundry, change baby diapers, and everything else. It doesn't make us less of a man, it makes us more of a man.
Nope, and that's what my husband does. My husband is just like that. He has no problem helping me out around the house and, doing things for me. And I don't look at him as less of a man. I think it's awesome. You don't see that today.
Yeah, I tell you one thing, though. I don't mind doing laundry. I just don't like folding it. I will tell you that. That's why I really don't enjoy that. I hate that, and I do. I'll wash, I'll dry, and I'll put the clothes away too. But I hate doing that. Oh, that's my least favorite chore around the house.
Well, that's where I come in. That's where Kathy probably comes in.
Yeah, we do it together. That's right. Yeah. All right. Hey, listen. Appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Call us on hold. Stand by. We're coming up on the top of the hour break. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I think she just gained another 5 points in the polls with this vacuuming, Kari Lake. 888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be back right after this break. We'll be back right after this break. Yeah, so okay, I just give you a behind the scenes. I didn't want to get sidetracked on it. Hold on, let me answer the phone. Steve Kane Show. Hey, hold on. I didn't want to get sidetracked on it too much. Okay, how liberals operate on the show. Okay, so after Greg 2's call, right? That other guy called in and says, no, he thinks you should be talking about this. Russia did not just bomb Ukraine. This is something that's been going on, I think, since like 1 a.m. or something, our time. But what that caller was trying, I didn't want to get sidetracked on it because, I had a lot of calls and I wanted to talk about this Kari Lake thing. This is just giving you behind the scenes of how these liberals work on the radio. What liberals do, like Greg and then that caller that called to get his back after, I guess he's got a friend, they're always trying to do something to cause some problems with you in the audience. So what that guy was trying to do is say, no, they just attacked Ukraine. No, they did not just attack Ukraine. There's been an ongoing thing. He's trying to get people to turn off the radio and go to television. That caller after Greg. These people, they're so transparent, but I just didn't want to get sidetracked on that at the moment. It's just so ridiculous. I've been doing this a long time. I know all their tricks. These people are pathetic. All right, we'll be coming back here in just a minute. Here we go.
Everyone's got one. Get yours in. The Steve Kane Show.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. It is Monday. Welcome, one and all. Callers on hold, stand by. So much going on. So much talking. So much to talk about this morning. Oh man, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We've already brought up a bunch of topics. You're welcome to call in about anything I've brought up so far, and I've got a lot more to touch on too. We've only scratched the surface. I want to tell you, Anne Marie's, they are closed on Mondays. They're open the other 6 days a week, but they have a lunch special menu. So they're not open today, but you guys tomorrow. They have a lunch special menu. If you want to stop in just for lunch, and the lunch specials run till 2 p.m. They got a special, a 2-slice pizza special. That's a great deal. That includes your drink. And they also have specials that include their subs, baked ziti, and many other things. And that baked ziti is out of this world. I've had it. It was the first dish I had at Anne Marie's was the baked ziti, and I loved it. And the portions are huge. And I'd ask, I said, is this a lunch portion, a dinner portion? The portion's the same, and it was huge. And I had it for dinner that night and a little bit the next day, too, for lunch. It's amazing. So check it all out. And Anne Marie's, of course, in Pompano, located on the corner of Copans and US 1 Federal Highway on the northwest corner, which is the same shopping center as the movie theater. Anne Marie's, remember, closed on Mondays, but open the other 6 days. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is the number. So there you have it. I think most people in the listening audience will agree that Kari Lake is more of a woman today, since she is doing what the left will tell you is the work for, illegals. Yeah. Now, I do want to say a little bit about what's going on. There's this over the weekend. There's been fighting hardcore on both sides over the weekend in Ukraine with Russia. This is the deal, okay? This is the deal. This is what's going on. What we're seeing is a classic in Ukraine with Russia, a classic wag the dog situation. You know, Ukraine, have you wondered, and I'm sure you guys know the answer, the people in this listening audience, you are very smart people. Why do you think Ukraine is doing so well against Russia? Why do you think? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? Why are they doing so well against Russia is simple. They have the United States backing them. You know, no one could convince me we do not have special forces on the ground leading the Ukrainian army. We certainly have satellites and everything else, giving them all kinds of information. The United States, we are in Ukraine, we are in their hardcore. It's a big secret classified op, that's all. That's why they are doing so well. The entire war effort on the Ukrainian side is run by the United States. That's a reality that we will have confirmed at some point in the future. It may be 10 years from now, but that's what's going on, and I think everyone knows it. If it wasn't for the United States being involved with the Ukrainians, it would have been over long ago. That's the way of it. So this increase in military action on both sides is simply a wag the dog because we're just a few short weeks away from the midterm elections. This is not, you don't have to be some brilliant political scientist to see what is going on here. Talked to you about this many times. Biden's not on the ballot, the presidential election's in 2 years, but no president has lost re-election in time of war, and they think if things are amped up, if things are hot between Ukraine and Russia, it's a warlike situation, and it will help the Democrats in the midterms. I got news for you. People in this country don't care about that. They care about gas prices, they care about out-of-control inflation, which includes out-of-control food prices and everything else that goes along with it. Here we are, we're in Christmas shopping season right now, and people that are young parents with young children, they're having some struggles right now. They're going to be charging up their credit cards. That's what they're going to be doing. Okay, so they can buy things for the kids. That's what they're worried about. They don't even know where Ukraine is on a map. Okay, 99% of Americans could not find Ukraine on an unlabeled map. And that doesn't mean that they're uneducated, stupid people. I would have difficulty. I'd have to think about it. If you showed me an unlabeled map, I could find Ukraine, but it would take me a minute. I'd have to do some process of elimination. And the reason that, hey, listen, and I know my geography, but Ukraine is an insignificant place so far as U.S. interests are concerned. I'm not saying the people there are insignificant. All life is precious. But it's not our fight. It's not a country that we have any connection to. It's not a country that we have any strategic interest in or anything else. Now, the Washington people, like the Bidens, have a lot of interest over there because they got a lot of corrupt deals going on in the past, a lot going on now. So it's important to them, but it's not important to people as we approach the midterm election. So they can do their wag the dog all month long. It's not going to help them because people in this country are more concerned about themselves than anything else, and that's the right way to be, because if you're concerned about yourself, you're concerned about your family and your children, not Ukraine. And you know, I would imagine things are going to get worse over there so far as fighting goes in Ukraine. And they think, you know, there's such a miscalculation going on. They think that they're controlling the messaging. Let me give you an example. This is Jen Psaki over the weekend, and you know, she works for NBC News now, and she was asked about the Hunter Biden scandal, right? All this new stuff that came out about Hunter Biden that they say is enough evidence to put him in prison. Listen to Jen Psaki's response to it.
And to these revelations at the end of the week in the Washington Post that investigators believe they do have enough evidence to charge Hunter Biden. It's not clear he's going to be charged, but how large is this looming over the president, over Democrats broadly? Well, it was a big week here in Washington. So much news. I don't even know how you decided what to talk about this morning, Kristen. But the truth is, I looked at a bunch of local front pages this morning. And if you look at the front page in Nevada, they're talking about Trump's rally there and what it means for. Does he have a grassroots campaign or movement going? And obviously, Georgia is quite focused on every latest development in Herschel Walker. So the truth is, as much as there was so much news happening in Washington this week, it doesn't always translate, and often doesn't translate to what voters are talking about in states. And I think that's what we're seeing currently.
Okay, so the Hunter Biden scandals that came out this last few days. Jen Psaki, that is so revealing. By the way, the woman interviewing her, Kristen, you've seen her. She's a NBC News White House correspondent. She is so connected, that woman. Before she was the NBC White House correspondent, she and her family spent Christmas at the White House with the Obamas. In fact, Kristen and her family from NBC News, I can't remember her last name, is it Welker? They spent the night, Christmas Eve, and woke up Christmas morning with Barack and Michelle Obama and their children, Sasha and Malia, in the White House. That's how connected she is. Trying to act like she's a journalist. She's a Democrat, apologist, and hack and activist. But Jen Psaki, you see what she... Well, the newspapers have... they're focused on this. The newspapers are focused on that, not Hunter. You would think, Jen Psaki is younger. You would think she would understand that newspapers and their headlines are meaningless so far as where the hearts and minds of the American people are. But they live in a bubble because all their liberal friends are with the traditional media. So they think the traditional media is reflective of where the hearts and minds of the American people are. And they've lost... This is a textbook example of what I've been telling you guys a lot lately. The Democrats we're seeing the destruction of the modern Democrat Party, the collapse of it, where it may not even exist much longer. It'll maybe become the Democrat Socialist Party. They've lost touch with the pulse of the American people, and they think that they still control the messaging, and they don't, because of the internet media and alternative sources too. But mainly the online media is where the narrative is being controlled, not on the local newspapers in Pennsylvania, Georgia, or anywhere else. And so far as Herschel Walker, in Georgia, the headlines, they're very concerned about this abortion issue with Herschel Walker. No, they are not. First off, no one cares. This was 13 years ago. If it was even true about Herschel Walker, we're not gonna in Georgia, the Georgian Republicans are not going to allow a Democrat to have a seat in the Senate because someone says something about Herschel Walker 13 years ago that most people don't even believe. Even if it were true, it wouldn't matter. But Jen Psaki and the Democrats, they think people are outraged at Herschel Walker. This is not 1985. You don't control the messaging anymore, Democrat. This is one of the reasons they're losing. There are many reasons why the Democrats are losing, but one of them is that they don't control the narrative any longer, and they think they do. They don't even realize they no longer control the narrative, and they're out there advocating for things that no one cares about, like Ukraine. All right, we'll take our first break of this hour, come back with your calls and much more. Don't go anywhere. No longer control the narrative, and they're out there advocating for things that no one cares about, like Ukraine. All right, we'll take our first break of this hour, come back with your calls and much more. Don't go anywhere. Steve Kane Show.
Wake up and smell
Hold
the
on.
truth. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, morning 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. This is Brian Craig, and I want to tell you about my anti-aging doctor, Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West El Rey, and hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is all natural. What it does is restore your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back. And women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone. Night sweats gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez, and when I first meet them, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet them again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
I invite you to join me at the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, because here, we're all about community. With like-minded people and businesses, the Chamber will help your business grow. And you get to connect with people that will become your best friends. Weekly events give you ample opportunities to learn alongside talented professionals. At the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, we are better together. Become a member at delraybeach.com.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside, everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces.
By the way, we make everybody in the chat room, if you don't mind, let's thank the mods who, the mods in the YouTube chat room elevate the quality of the radio show so much, because I don't have to be focused in on the chat and the trolls in the chat because we have moderators in there. So thank you to all the mods, and if you guys could thank them too, that would be great. It makes the radio show much, much better when I can focus in on what I got to do on the air, not liberal jerks in the chat room.
Coral Springs, on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
This is Lori Kane. When people go to the dentist, they think of the pain, but the biggest pain is the cost. Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too. Call today, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com.
Ready to get fired up? Just 60 seconds and you'll be racing for the phone. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Callers on hold, stand by. I want to ask you a question. Are you in pain? If you answered yes, that means you have not called Dr. Philip Appleton and talked to him about his laser-away pain system. It's been over a month since he rid me of my knee pain that I have suffered from for years. But you know, Dr. Appleton's laser-away pain system works on much, much more than just knee pain. Okay? I'm going to go through some of these, but this is a short list of the different types of pain that laser-away pain with Dr. Appleton works. It works on many other things. Arthritis, neuralgia, bursitis, hip pain. In fact, Steve's got some hip problems. He's going to go in and meet with Dr. Appleton and have his hip pain treated. Lumbar pain, muscular contractions, sciatica, strains and sprains, tinnitus, tennis elbow, neck pain, stenosis, pain in your hands and your fingers and the joints because you're on the computer or on the phone too much, and works with much, much more. Now, Dr. Philip Appleton is open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. That's right. No appointments necessary. Walk-ins are welcome because Dr. Appleton knows when you are in pain, you need help, and you need it now, and he can help you. Here's his number. Now, make sure you tell him you heard about him on the radio so you can take advantage of that no-charge consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
The first thing I'd like to tell you is, by the way, I don't want to start you up with Greg again, but atom bombs are nuclear bombs. He mentioned that when you.
Oh, he said we didn't drop nuclear bombs on Russia. On Japan. We dropped some other bomb. Yeah, those were nuclear weapons. I mean, it's nuclear fusion. I mean, I don't know what he was talking about. That was Friday's show? Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, okay. The other thing I wanted to say is I didn't get a chance to finish my statement because I got cut off. But when I was saying that Putin didn't blow up his own pipeline because he could just shut it off, my point was trying to be is that if Putin is blamed for everything, there's this one more step closer to having a war with them. We really should only accuse him we know he's a miserable guy and an evil person. But we only should accuse him what he's.
You know, it's so interesting when you watch the left. You know, the left have made feature films about Vietnam and how it was just a way for the military industrial donors to make money selling helicopters and everything else to the government, and it was and that's true. That's true. That's the way it is. Bobby Kennedy Jr., Robert Kennedy Jr., Bobby Kennedy's son. I saw an interview with him by Megyn Kelly a couple months ago, and you guys should try to find it. It was a fascinating interview. Bobby Kennedy Jr. talking about the assassination of his father. And he said that the assassination of his father and uncle are connected all over Vietnam. He said President Kennedy had just signed an order pulling us out of Vietnam, and they wanted an escalation. So they took out his uncle, and then one of the first actions of Lyndon Johnson was a mass buildup in Vietnam. He said his father, Bobby Kennedy, was running, promising to end the Vietnam War. And he was assassinated, and then there was another escalation with Nixon after that. So and that's what we see going on now. We see this ridiculous escalation of events. I've been talking for the last 2 weeks. In the past, any other president would have the Secretary of State off at a summit meeting with the Russians and try to cool things off. But they don't want to cool things off. They want an escalation.
And this is terrible. I didn't know anything about what Kennedy said about his father.
It's amazing. The Megyn Kelly interview with Robert Kennedy Jr. It was a couple months back. It's on YouTube. You guys go check it out. It's he talked a lot about the assassination of his dad and President Kennedy.
Well, he's a smart guy. I like that guy. He's also very big on vaccinations.
His voice he sounds like Katharine Hepburn when he talks, because he's had some kind of damage, but he's fascinating. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Ben from Pompano.
Hey, Ben.
So I actually, you actually brought up the very kind of subject that with Doug that I was going to say. When Trump drone strike Soleimani, the left absolutely went around with a hair on fire saying he was going to get us into World War III. Now they're cheering for us to get into war with, super states like Russia and China. So, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Their hypocrisy is really,
And from people that have a lifetime, like Meathead, from Carl Reiner's kid. What's Meathead's name? Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner, who thinks he's a somebody. The only reason he made it is because his dad, right? Carl Reiner, and he thinks he's a somebody. But he's very pro-war. This guy, I promise you, Rob Reiner was anti-war like no one's business, not just in Iraq, but during Vietnam. And now all of a sudden they're talking so casually about a nuclear conflict. It's insane.
Yeah. It just goes to show they don't actually have principles. It's just when their guy is in power, they're for anything. But if someone else were to do the same, can you imagine if there was baby food shortages and a war brewing with Russia and China on Trump?
Yeah, and inflation like this. I tell you, I was in favor of the invasion of Iraq. I was wrong. I did not realize Bush and Cheney were war criminal liars. But I learned a lot from that mistake. And all these liberals that had this phrase that I heard my whole life, the lessons of Vietnam, the lessons of Vietnam. Remember all that rhetoric all in the 80s and 90s? I guess they've forgotten about the lessons they learned from Vietnam as they get us involved in it. Listen, I'm not saying Putin's not a villain. I'm not defending Putin like some of these people I saw on Right Side Broadcasting. I mean, I saw interviewed over the weekend. I'm not a Putin lover. I'm just telling you that if I were the president, I would have somebody over there meeting with the Russians, have a summit meeting, and try to tone things down and stop this conflict, not escalate it. And they've made no efforts to try to cool things off. In fact, I think Biden has made a point on more than one occasion that he would not even take a phone call from Putin. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. The only voice that I've heard that's been calling for peace is actually Trump. And, that just goes to show you that he hasn't made any steps towards, de-escalating this, and it's getting really hairy. So, yeah, there are a bunch of hypocrites. I just want to point.
All right. Appreciate the call. Yeah, thanks so much. Oh, man, 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is our number. And don't forget, this Saturday, October 15th, Steve Kane and I are taking our concealed weapons permit course with Mike from Eagle Eye Protection Services. I'm going to give you the number here in just a moment. If you are new to Florida, we know why you came to Ron DeSantis' Free Florida, for many reasons. Freedom. And you know what every new Floridian wants that comes here from these liberal states? They want to be able to own and carry a gun. Well, you can. But before you do that, you need to take your concealed weapon permit course. And Mike from Eagle Eye Protection Services is a master instructor. He teaches more than just the basic concealed weapons course. He teaches very advanced training for advanced certifications. I mean, this is a great opportunity for you. And this is something you can come to with your spouse. Bring your wife, bring your husband, your adult children. If you already have a concealed weapon permit, hey, a refresher from an expert like Mike from Eagle Eye Protection Services is perfect for you. Everybody could use a little refresher. You can never have enough training when it comes to firearms. Call Mike. This number is Mike's direct number. And join us this Saturday at 10 a.m. Steve Kane and myself, we're taking our concealed weapon permit class together. And after the class, part of the class is we head out on the range too, you know. That's right. And that's going to be fun. I'm going to bring my Glock 48 for that. But if you don't have a weapon, that's okay. You don't need to have one to take the class. 561-723-6191. 561-723-6191. One more time. 561-723-6191. We'll be right back after this. 561-723-6191. One more time. 561-723-6191. We'll be right back after this.
Bringing the heat to your radio every morning. It's the Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Be right back, guys.
The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning at 10 a.m. From the Tweery's Rare Coins and Jewelry Weather Center. Tweery's, the most trusted dealer in rare coins, fine jewelry, precious metals, and more since 1982. Here's the Oldies weather forecast.
Happy Monday from the WPBF 25 First Warning Weather Center. This is meteorologist Brooke Silver, and keep your umbrella around today. Isolated showers and storms likely as we head throughout the afternoon hours, mainly along the interstate and the turnpike. Temperatures otherwise high in the upper 80s. We're going to see a repeat in the forecast there for your Tuesday. Higher rain chances Wednesday, Thursday ahead of our next cold front.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community. Have a laugh with some funny memes. And keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
In the Palm Beaches, we're still looking at a multi-vehicle crash in Palm Beach Gardens on the Turnpike northbound ramp to PGA Boulevard. The off-ramp is partially blocked at this time, but so far there is no delay on the approach. We have a multi-vehicle crash in West Palm Beach along Elmhurst Road at Haverhill. I-95 is still in great shape and moving up to speed from Boca Raton to Jupiter. In Broward County, a crash on the Turnpike southbound at University Drive. The off-ramp left lane is blocked. Also in Broward County, Broward Boulevard eastbound at I-95, an accident is blocking one right lane. This report is sponsored by KFC, presented by Kentucky Fried Chicken, $6 two-piece drum and thigh combo. For just
Steve
$6,
Kane Show.
2 pieces of juicy chicken, creamy mashed potatoes, a flaky biscuit, and a medium ice cold drink. Order Kentucky Fried Chicken through $6 two-piece combo at KFC app or KFC.com. That's regularly good. That's traffic. Hear that music? That means it's Christmas shopping season again. And when you're Christmas shopping, there's no better place to go than MyPillow.com. And with our promo code Kane at checkout, lowest prices ever on top MyPillow products. Right now, 3 or MyPillow body slippers for $90 off in all sizes and colors for both men and women. With MyPillow that started it all.
Which commercial do you love, D? Oh yeah, Trump at ground, or Trump might as well be. Bush at Ground Zero. Is that the one you're talking about? That was a good one. That was a good moment. Wow, show me some love. That is massive. 200-inch wall projector. That is scary. I don't know if I want to see myself like that. I am starving. I did that commercial for Anne Marie's, and I am starving. Ah, fun. Cool.
This is Lori King. When people go to the dentist, they think of the pain, but the biggest pain is the cost.
Oh, man.
Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too. Call today, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
I went and heated up my coffee during this break. That's where I was.
4633 BrightonDentalCare.com.
Think you might have COVID? Have you come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now in Coral Springs, on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plum tender and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
The Steve Kane 2023 MAGA Cruise is right around the corner. We leave January 28th on the Celebrity Apex out of Fort Lauderdale. First up, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. And then St. Kitts. With exclusive events just for our group. Fine dining together every night. Cocktail parties. Shore excursions. On-board activities. And a whole lot more. On the line is Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Ian, why should listeners book right now?
I blocked this group space during COVID, during the height of the pandemic, so we've got some incredible...
I'm a little tired this morning because I was, like I said, I was out of town over the weekend. I didn't get much rest. I'm getting up early this morning. I haven't quite caught up on my sleep.
Donald Trump. Make your reservation right now. 561-244-5779. No liberal stowaways allowed.
The Boca Chamber of Commerce and Oldies 95.3, 96.9 are ready to start your holiday off with a bang. Wine and all that jazz with auction will be at the Boca Raton on Saturday, November 5th. Indulge in
Steve Kane Show.
wine, spirits, beer, and dinner.
Steve Kane Show.
From some of
Yeah, hold on.
top restaurants, and you can bid on exciting items like wine baskets, resort stays, spa packages, and so much more right from your phone. Visit BocaChamber.com for more information and to purchase tickets.
Live, local, and in your face. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Callers on hold, stand by. We'll go to the calls in just a moment. And, you know, we just had that massive hurricane hit the west coast of Florida a little more than a week ago. Hurricane Ian, the fourth strongest hurricane ever to hit the state of Florida. And I know, Steve, you were not worried even when we were in the path because Tom Laporta from Laporta Contracting rebuilt your whole house after you had all that roof damage.
Insurance policy you can have.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Laporta's number.
That's right.
Form like that.
That's right. In fact, you should have his number on the refrigerator, you guys, during every hurricane and rainy season, and he should be the first person you call after the storm. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, Tom Laporta from Laporta Contracting covers the entire state of Florida. All right. No matter where you are in Florida, he can help you. He does great work. He'll never sell you a roof you don't need. And those of you that were hit by the storm on the west coast of Florida, give Tom Laporta a call. I'm going to give you the number in just a moment. So get something to write with and something to write on and give him a call. And I know he's already helped a lot of our listeners over on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Now, a couple things about Tom Laporta. One, he's a Florida roofing and general contractor. That's the highest level of contractor's license in the state of Florida. And here's the second thing, okay? When you have work done, you want it done right. And right now, in these hurricane-hit areas, there's a lot of very shady characters driving around in pickup trucks offering this, offering you that. Don't trust those guys. Call Tom Laporta. He did an incredible job for Steve. He has a specialty dealing with HOAs, homeowners associations. Believe me, he's the Alan Dershowitz of the HOAs, and can handle your HOA like a maestro. And you guys know what HOAs are like. Oh my goodness, I'm afraid of mine. I don't even talk at the meetings, right? That's how bad it can be. But Tom Laporta can help you. Now this number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. He's a good MAGA guy. Here's the number: 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602.
Sorry, I'm talking over you, but I didn't want you to go away. Tell them about, real quick, the Trump roof.
Oh, okay. I'll do this quick. Next time we talk about Tom, I'll talk about it in more detail. People ask me all the time, why do you have a roof tile in the radio studio? Because there's one here. This is a tile, a Mar-a-Lago roof tile. Tom Laporta has the roof tiles that President Trump has on Mar-a-Lago. They are specialty tiles in unique and multiple colors. And I have one here in studio, so when you call, ask him about the Trump roof. You can have a Trump roof on your home, okay? 954-604-4602. All right, the phones are cooking here, Steve. I was going to go right back to the phones. What do you want to do? All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Rodney from Illinois.
All right, Illinois. What's up?
Yes, that Arizona rally is on YouTube. If they want to know.
Well, no, what we were talking about is, like last night, I was in front of the television. I turned on, around 6 o'clock, I turned on Newsmax because I knew the president was coming on at 7. Newsmax didn't carry the rally. And it caught me off guard. I missed a chunk of it because of it.
Well, it's on YouTube.
All right, I appreciate the call. Yeah, we know. But this is the thing. We count on Newsmax to carry the rally. Not everyone can be on YouTube. Not everyone's on the internet. And I watched it on the Right Side Broadcasting app. Okay, that's where I watched it. But I didn't know. I just figured, well, President Trump's being held up. I was wondering why Sebastian Gorka was on. Oh no, nothing to worry about. Newsmax. Well, he's if it says 7, he's he's busy before, so he doesn't come out on the dime very often. Sometimes, but he runs late because a lot of people want his time before he comes out. And after a while, I was watching Gorka. It was very interesting, and let me check. And I went around and found that Newsmax, for some reason, they carried the Saturday rally in Nevada, but they didn't carry the Arizona rally. And out of the 2 rallies, I think the Arizona was the one most people wanted to watch because that's Kari Lake. So I'm assuming it was a mistake. I don't think it's something that they did. I just think it was a little incompetence.
Well, with Donald.
Everything's fine. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian, Steve. This is Bill from Sanford.
Oh, hey, Bill.
Bill, how are you?
I'm doing great. Let me tell you, I was so impressed in the way that Trump at the Nevada rally presented how former Presidents Bush, Clinton, and Obama stored their hundreds upon hundreds of boxes in unsecured areas.
Mm-hmm.
And yet Trump had 20-some boxes, and guarded by the Secret Service and the hypocrisy of the National Archives and the FBI. He just did a great job laying that out.
Well, I was talking about this in the 6 o'clock hour. Greg 2 called in. I don't know. Were you listening, caller? You missed this? Okay. Greg was attacking me because I was talking about something involving Kari Lake that the news have not even covered it yet. It's not even on television. What are you talking? A week ago, he called me complaining that I was talking about something that was on TV and said, I don't know people on the radio that just rehash what was on TV. Nothing I do to this guy is going to be right. It's all going to be wrong, right? That's how they are. That's how they, I don't know if he's got Brian Craig derangement syndrome. The same goes for President Trump with Trump derangement syndrome. Everything he does is wrong. Everything he does is a crime. Everything he does is immoral. And he can do no right. Obama, President Trump broke this. Obama had a bunch of classified documents like in some unsecured storage locker somewhere. You know, I mean, come on.
Bush and Clinton both had it in unsecured areas.
Well, see. Oh, that's just where you want classified documents, where the Chinese restaurant people can get them that don't even live their life in Mandarin.
Have we all got it figured out at this point? They're going to be on Donald from the day that he runs till the day he...
Steve, let me tell you, they are going to be on him even after he's no longer with us. Okay, they're going to be after him and his memory even when he's gone. They'll never, you know, this is the thing. Okay, people make the assumption because something is classified that it is really a national secret. No, just because something's classified doesn't mean it's the plans to the nuclear submarines. Okay, most of the things that are classified are meaningless.
Yeah, look at. I mean, there's memos in there that somebody just says, I don't want my daughter's name in this, so we'll make this classified.
The day he walked down the stairs, and Brian is right, it will last till the day he leaves.
And then beyond.
Even then. So we just got to get used to it. That's it. These bums win.
Well, my point was that I never heard this presentation from Trump before.
Oh yeah, and not only that, if you think back, you know, the Clintons, they did some things that were definitely criminal. When the Clintons left office, a lot of you have heard the Clinton, Bill and Hillary stole a bunch of items that were White House property, but
turned some.
Yeah, they actually stole things like china and silverware and stuff and others. But the White House staff inside the West Wing of Bill Clinton's vandalized the computers, and they did two things to the computer keyboards at the White House. They took the W's off the keyboards in some instances because George W. Bush was coming in, and sometimes they super glued the W key to make the keyboard inoperative. They stole, they vandalized, and what was done about that? Those are crimes.
Nothing's done.
Mm-hmm.
Just disgusting, but at least that's out there.
No, it's not disgusting. It's awesome because it shows what they're all about. I love that they do it because it exposes what they just hate this guy because he's not part of the club of elitists.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, we got to run, but thanks for the call from Sanford. That's George Zimmerman's neighbor. You guys remember George Zimmerman? All right, listen, we're going to take our last break of the hour. When we come back, there's much more to talk about. Haven't even gotten to most of the issues yet. Steve is here. We'll get back to your calls as well. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. I'm Brian. Steve is here. We'll be back right after this. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. I'm Brian. Steve is here. We'll be back right after this.
They're the most polarizing talk show hosts in all of South Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Morning 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
This segment of the Steve Kane Show is brought to you by I Will Advisors. Seniors, medical open enrollment is approaching. Do you know what Medicare options are available to you? Call Debbie at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080, and she will answer all your Medicare questions.
Oh yeah, guys, don't forget the MyPillow bathrobe's half off right now. Let me put mine on. See, there's the
hurricane season is here. And now is the
MyPillow.
time to make a plan and know your zone. In the case of an evacuation, have a plan to go to a hurricane shelter, hotel, or stay with a family or friends. If you're ordered to evacuate, you need to leave. You can rebuild your home, but you cannot rebuild your life. This hurricane season, know your zone. Know your home. Learn more at FloridaDisaster.org. This message is sponsored by Florida Division of Emergency Management, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Ladies, if you are over the age of 30, schedule a mammogram today. Early detection leads to early treatment. This message is brought to you by Mercedes Expert LLC in Pompano Beach, where they're serving our area with reliability and excellence for all of your Mercedes repair needs. Call the professionals at 954-933-3400, 954-933-3400, or stop by 450 South Dixie Highway West in Pompano Beach. That's Mercedes Expert LLC on the air because
Denise Hair Salon, one of the trendiest salons in Brooklyn, is officially in Boca. Known for its professionalism and uniquely talented staff, we're excited to offer a free consultation for every new client. We're looking forward to welcoming you to our new location. Book your appointment today and get 20% off any hair service.
Located at 7600 North Federal Highway in Boca, or check us out on IG at Denise Hair Salon and call 561-826-8704.
That's Denise with the Z. A sniffle here and a sneeze there. Your first thought is what? Uh-oh, I'm coming down with something. But did you ever think you might not be sick? You might have an allergy. Find out and have your allergies tested at any lab test now of Coral Springs or any lab test now of Boca. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary. And make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Smarter than 95,000 milligrams of B6.
Yes, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here, and I saw interviewed at the rallies over the weekend Mike Lindell, of course, the inventor of the MyPillow, and Mike Lindell said the FBI still has not given him his cell phone back. Can you imagine? It's been weeks now. We know they found nothing on it because nothing's leaked out. But this morning, I am wearing right now, Steve, my MyPillow bathrobe. And yeah, my wife and I each have one of these, and I've had this bathrobe for like maybe a year and a half now, and it looks like the day I got it. And I've washed this robe and dried it so many times I couldn't even count if I tried. And the MyPillow bathrobes make a great Christmas gift, and right now they are half off. That's right. Now there are two types of MyPillow bathrobes. They come in styles for both men and women, and many different colors, and they have a whole bunch of new colors in stock at MyPillow.com. And again, with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, they're half off. But they have two different types. They have the heavy robe and the lighter robe. I'm wearing the heavy robe right now. I love it. I wear this all the time at home, and it's great this time of year as the weather starts to cool off. So go to Oh, yeah. Now, the MyPillow bathrobes, this is the lowest price ever on the MyPillow bathrobes. These make great Christmas gifts, and you want to go and order them now because this deal, the lowest price ever with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E at checkout, they're going to start to run out of sizes and colors right quick because people are going to take advantage of this incredible deal. So they're half off at MyPillow.com, the MyPillow bathrobes, but you've got to use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. Or you can order by phone as well, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. All right, now, you know, I saw a story in the New York Post over the weekend. You may have seen this, Steve. You want to talk about scandals. The Biden White House is spending $265,000 just for staff members whose job is to do one thing and one thing only, deflect the Hunter Biden probe. This was over the weekend in the New York Post. Listen to this. The White House is gearing up for a growing army of staff to fend off potential Republican-led probes. See, they're doing this in expectation of losing the midterms and having investigations into Hunter and Joe's business dealings in the House and the Senate, okay? This is better than a poll. They're preparing to lose, right? Because they control the investigations now because the Democrats are in charge. The White House is gearing up for a growing army of staff to fend off Republican-led probes on everything from Hunter Biden to the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. And taxpayers are footing the bill, the New York Post writes. Battening down the hatches should the GOP regain control of the House of Representatives and the Senate in the midterms. The White House is shelling out $265,000. $265. Yeah. Hunter's hookers cost more than that for 30 minutes, right? They're shelling out $265,000 in salaries for staff whose only job is to run comms and defense for the approaching blizzards of subpoenas that are expected. So that's something else. So the White House is not only preparing to lose, they're setting up a whole team to defend Hunter Biden inside the White House. But Trump's the bad guy. Oh my goodness. Well, I would like to ask the mainstream media and conservative media that cover. Man, this bathrobe is so comfortable, Steve. I'm taking it off now. It's freezing in here. It kept me very warm. Yeah, I am clothed under my pillow bathrobe. Don't worry. I am wearing clothing. I'm not in my underwear underneath it. I'm not walking around naked like Hunter Biden likes to do. I wish they would stop showing us photographs of Hunter Biden naked and half naked in these bedrooms and hotel rooms with these prostitutes. I mean, they're just repulsive to look at. Tough to look at. Ugh. Did you see this interview with Cori Bush over the weekend, the liberal Black Lives Matter congresswoman?
No.
Oh my goodness. She, if I remember correctly, she represents the St. Louis area, as my recollection. But she's a liberal African-American member of Congress, big BLMer. She gave an interview to PBS. I'm going to play it in just a bit. She was forced to have an abortion by the abortion clinic, and she detailed it. I want to play that later. It's really frightening. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. Once. Twice. All right. I guess they cowered out. Well, since I mentioned, let me play it. The call is on hold standby. So Cori Bush, she's a Democrat. She's a big BLMer. She goes on liberal public television and talks about how she was forced to have an abortion. In fact, Steve, she was at the abortion clinic, changed her mind, and they still performed the procedure on her. Listen to this. This is Cori Bush. You're not going to see this on MSNBC or CNN.
You became pregnant 2 years later when you were 19, and you chose to have an abortion. You went to an abortion clinic. At this time, you were enrolled in university. You had started Harris Stowe State University, and you got to the clinic and had second thoughts.
Yes.
Walk me through what happened.
See, she changed her mind. She went to the clinic for the abortion, Cori Bush, and she changed her mind, but they didn't acknowledge her choice.
So I was thinking back to the first abortion. Okay, you've done this before. You know the rooms. You know what it looks like. You know what it feels like in this place. You know what to expect. You know that you may experience even some harm or some racism in this space. Like,
I don't know why. If you're at an abortion clinic, you're surrounded by Democrats, liberal Democrats. Why would you?
Caring Democrats.
Exactly. Why would Democrats at the abortion clinic be racist? I thought they were, the people that were the tolerant crowd. She's saying Democrats are racist.
I thought I was ready.
Because you had experience racism previously.
I had. So I thought I was ready. And I went in and I went through all the steps because they were like, it's almost like an assembly line. You go from room to room. And I got into the last room. I was helped up onto the table by the nurse. And I laid there and I started to think, well, one, I didn't tell the father that was about to happen. I just felt like I needed more time. So I said, no, you know what? I'm not ready. Mm-hmm. And the nurse just, wouldn't listen to me. And I said, no, I'm not ready. And as I'm saying no, they continued to pull the instruments and, get everything ready. And it was just like, no, calm down. No, you're going to be okay.
So you were telling them that you didn't want to move forward.
Yes.
And they were ignoring you.
They absolutely ignored me, even to the point of, calm down, as if I was the problem. And so
Steve, she's a Democrat member of Congress. She is pro-choice, and she is a Black Lives Matter person. This is and she's on liberal public television telling the story.
Doesn't realize that this makes her cause, in quotes, look.
No, she said and she's not done. It gets worse. So she said the abortion clinic is like an assembly line, shuffling you through. She changed her mind, and they still were taking her from room to room.
I didn't really know, I didn't understand at that point where I had a voice, who listens to me. And so I remember laying there looking to see if there was someone else in the room that would listen to me. And they ended up during this time, they put the instrument inside me and started the instrument. So it was, and I'm saying no, but it was too late because you couldn't stop once it started.
Why do you think they didn't listen to you?
The same as other times where I haven't been listened to by a provider or medical staff. I was a young Black woman. Multiple times I felt like it was, oh, well, we know better. You don't know what you need. You don't understand. We know.
Wow. I mean, that's,
turn that over to some of the people on the pro-life side and let them make it.
Oh, yeah.
Run it on every case.
Well, this story, I believe Cori Bush, and the reason I believe her is she is a liberal, very extreme liberal Democrat activist, a member of Congress from a very liberal area, and she's a big BLMer, and she's talking about these racist Democrats at the abortion clinic that forced her to have an abortion. And I mean, that's horrific. Yeah, she said it. She said at the end the reason she said why she kept telling them no, I've changed my mind, and they continued to do it. At the end the interviewer says why, and it's because I'm a young black woman and they think they know better. Race, yeah, she said at the end. So I would like to ask Cori Bush to go public with where this was. It's very possible the same people are there today that were there then. And I'm sure she remembers where it was. This was a horrific experience, so we can bring these people that forced her into an abortion to justice. If you're on hold, stand by. I want to give out the number. We're going to take our break for the top of the hour. I'd like to hear people's reaction to that. That is, you're not going to see this in the mainstream media. I picked that up off of public television. It was that PBS NewsHour show they do. Today's Columbus Day, and the kids are out of school, right? Do they still let the kids out of school on Columbus Day? So I would think there aren't as many children listening on the way to school with mom and dad as normal. That's what, and so I played that just now. Also, by the way, not only is it Columbus Day, today is Ashley Babbitt's 37th birthday. She would have been 37 years old today, Ashley Babbitt. Yeah, I know. All right, callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break from the top for the top of the hour and come back. But I do want to hear some people respond to this forced abortion that Cori Bush shared with us. No, I would like to hear pro-choice person. Well, you don't have to be pro-choice. You can be a pro-life person and call in. I'd
rather hear from a pro.
Well, it'll just be you and me talking. I don't think any liberal will call in. All right, listen, we're going to take our break and be right back.
I'd rather hear from a pro.
Well, it'll just be you and me talking. I don't think any liberal will call in. All right, listen, we're going to take our break and be right back.
The new
Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show, hold on. Oh, by the way, those of you that are Patreon supporters, don't forget, Kathy and I uploaded a Patreon exclusive podcast episode yesterday, only available to Patreon supporters. So if you want to become a Patreon supporter, there is a link from Rome, Wisconsin, pinned right to the top of the chat. And as a full-length podcast episode with Kathy and myself talking about the issues over the weekend. Yes, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. It is Monday. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Vince in Wilmington.
Oh, hey, Vince.
Yeah, just was touching on the Hunter Biden and the Cori Bush thing. I mean, it's pretty relevant to the fact of Roe v. Wade being overturned, seeing how this woman's given her insight onto what really went on in a probably a blue state, I would imagine, you know.
Well, I know if she had the abortion, we know, well, she's from the St. Louis area, I'm pretty sure, so that's a Democrat town. And certainly, even if she was in the most conservative town in America, the people doing the forced abortion were not Republicans, I promise you.
Right. But, I mean, you know, there is something to what you got going on with that situation. Her being forced into it past the point of no return, it's pretty gruesome.
Well, probably she already paid, and they would have had to refund her.
Right. Well, plus it's it's money because they were selling the fabric of these kids to China and every other country.
Maybe. And let me say this: I believe her. The story has a lot of detail to it. And as liberal as public television is, I'm going to give PBS NewsHour credit for airing that. That was not live. That was pre-recorded, and they put it out there.
I'm surprised. I mean, I'm really surprised.
Probably somebody escaped the screening process. I'm sure if they had played that for anybody in charge prior to its being aired, they wouldn't have let it out. It was a mistake on it.
I don't know, Steve. A national television broadcast, it must have at least 50 to 75 people saw that before it went to air. I don't know.
The fact that we have pro-life people being arrested in front of abortion clinics at this point, you start to see where everything kind of aligns, and it's not in a good direction. But, I mean, I'm also calling in to talk about Hunter Biden. And, But, I mean, I think the whole, 2020 election was...
Well, Well, I think what breaks people's nerves today is, they're going to find when this election is over, the Democrats, do you know there's about 6 states where they have slavery on the ballot to end slavery? They're saying that slavery still is legal in a whole bunch of states. No, there's a number of states where they've never taken the slavery laws off the ballot, and so yes or no on slavery is on the ballot in a whole bunch of states. And I'll pull up the article as we're talking here, but the reason that the Democrats are doing that is desperation. Yeah, they've lost so much of the black vote that they figure, well, if they put slavery on the ballot, let's see here, 5 states. This is the story. 5 states. Listen to this. 5 states will have slavery on the ballot in the midterms. Alabama, Louisiana, Oregon, Tennessee, and Vermont voters will address the loophole in the 13th Amendment that allows involuntary servitude. And they're saying that this is being applied to prison workers that are made to work, in prisons. That's how desperate they are for the black vote, that they've got slavery on the ballot. They figure that'll turn out some more blacks.
I personally feel that they've lost so much of that vote that they're really dependent upon this influx of...
Well, this tells you... hey, listen, appreciate the call, Vince. This tells you how desperate they are. I mean, okay, how can we get a larger black turnout? They'll vote for... Okay, I know, slavery. We'll get slavery on the ballot. That's...
Let everybody out of jail that's in jail for marijuana.
Oh yeah, that'll help. The problem with that is the marijuana smokers are so high and out of it, they'll probably vote Republican because they think it's funny if they show up and vote. They're not very reliable. They're kind of lazy. So Kari Lake, fresh off of vacuuming the red carpet for President Trump, which I thought was super cool of her to do. I'm sure you're going to see the photograph of her vacuuming Trump's red carpet in Arizona. I'm sure that's going to be in the news because the liberals are having meltdowns over that, and they think it makes her look like a servant to a man. But her opponent, Katie Hobbs, who won't debate her, okay, she's running against this Democrat who will not debate her. She gave an interview over the weekend. There's been a couple of moments here. This is Katie Hobbs, Kari Lake's opponent, on one of the Sunday shows. Listen.
Would the Hobbs administration's week limit be for abortion access? If it's not 15 weeks, what is it?
Look, abortion is a very personal decision that belongs between a woman and her doctor. The government and politicians don't belong in that decision. We need to let doctors perform the care that they are trained and take an oath to perform.
So if an Arizona voter were to conclude from your previous answer that you do not favor any specific week limit on abortion, would they be correct?
I support leaving the decision between a woman and her doctor and leaving politicians entirely out of it.
Okay, and that voice is annoying. My goodness. And Kari Lake said at the rally yesterday that Katie Hobbs even supports post-birth abortions in the instances of a botched abortion, like if an abortion fails and the child is alive and leaves the womb. Yeah, and then there was another incident. Katie Hobbs having Kari Lake removed from a venue. Listen to this. This is being reported by NBC News, and this is amazing. Kari Lake was booted from an Arizona town hall. Democrat Katie Hobbs won't debate her opponent, that's Kari Lake, in Arizona's race for governor. Yet the Republican tried to make it happen at a candidate town hall that organizers say Kari Lake disrupted. Under the agreed-upon rules for the pre-recorded event, which was taped Monday and aired Saturday night in Arizona, this past Saturday, the candidates were not supposed to be on stage at the same time, and the Democrat Hobbs was supposed to go first. But a problem arose before Hobbs even took the stage. Kari Lake was sitting in the front row, in the direct line of sight where Katie Hobbs would sit. So Hobbs would have to visually see Kari Lake. As a crowd of more than 200 watched, organizers say Kari Lake was supposed to be in a holding room. under the rules, a copy of which the organizers refused to provide NBC News. Kari Lake protested, saying she was unaware of that rule and said Hobbs should come out and debate her. Hobbs didn't. After several minutes, Kari Lake complied, leaving behind her campaign surrogate, who is they say a Mexican telenovela star, which I don't know too much about. So they had her booted out of this incident. Hobbs can't even have forget about debating Kari Lake. She is refusing to even make visual contact with Kari Lake when there's no debate at all. This Hobbs is really scared to death. Kari Lake, I guess, is an intimidating opponent.
I can understand why.
Oh, my goodness. What an embarrassment. And, I'm going to commend NBC News for reporting this story. The only place I've seen this story is NBC News. They reported it, so they're letting us know what's going on in Arizona. But, did you see Kari Lake's speech at all over the weekend, Steve?
I did not.
Oh, yeah, I saw it yesterday, and she sounded great, confident, full of energy. You can tell that her internal polls are telling her she's doing very well. She didn't look like she had a worry, and this is her first election, and she's going to win it. And I was thinking, when she's governor here in about a month, wouldn't it be amazing if Governor Kari Lake, Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, and our Governor Ron DeSantis, called together a summit of the governors to deal with the border crisis? And
a lot of things like that.
Oh, I'd love that. Would be incredible. That would be incredible. Now, listen, I want to tell everyone this Saturday, Steve Kane and I are taking our concealed weapon permit course with Mike from Eagle Eye Protection Service. Now, Mike is a master instructor. He teaches more than just the basic concealed weapon permit course. He teaches very advanced courses as well. So this is going to be an amazing course. I'm very much looking forward to it. And after, you've got the course. We're all going to take that, which is going to be cool and fun. And then after, it's part of the course and it's required, we're going to head out to the range and fire off a few rounds together. I'm going to bring my Glock 48 for that. But if you don't have a gun, that's okay. You do not need to bring a weapon. All right. They have them at the range. Well, we're almost out of time, Steve. So let me give out the number real quick. Call Mike at Eagle Eye Protection Services at 561-723-6191. 561-723-6191. It's this Saturday at 10 a.m. Services at 561-723-6191. 561-723-6191. It's this Saturday at 10 a.m.
Kane Show, telling it like it is, whether you like it or not. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Brian Craig here. How would you like a free doorbell camera? That's right, a free doorbell camera. I have one and you will love one. The first 40 listeners who call 1-833-283-5050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects with your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman Shield. You can see your home right from the palm of your hands, no matter where you are. And that's not all. Sloman's is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 listeners to call 1-833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. So call Sloman's right now for this limited time offer. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050.
Denise Hair Salon, one of the trendiest salon in Brooklyn, is officially in Boca. Known for its professionalism and uniquely talented staff, we're excited to offer a free consultation for every new client. We're looking forward to welcoming you to our new location. Book your appointment today and get 20% off any hair service.
Located at 7600 North Federal Highway in Boca, or check us out on IG at Denise Hair Salon and call 561-826-8704.
That's Denise with the Z.
Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. This is Brian Craig, and I want to tell you about my anti-aging doctor, Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West El Rey, and hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is all natural. What it does is restore your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back, and women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone, night sweats gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez, and when I first meet them, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet them again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-877-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
An honest auto mechanic, you probably don't think they exist, but one does. Eddie at Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. He works on all makes and models, new, old, classic cars, even hybrids. Champagne Automotive Repair is the official mechanic of the Steve Kane Show. Call 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show.
Grab your coffee and get ready to be triggered.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Our number one, 888-GO-KANE-1. Today, of course, is Monday, Columbus Day, and would have been the 37th birthday of Ashley Babbitt, who was killed by that Capitol police officer on January 6th. She would have been 37 years old today. Ashley Babbitt. I was talking earlier, I wanted to read some of the comments to you, Steve. This photograph, this incredible photograph of Kari Lake vacuuming the red carpet for President Trump last night. Have you seen the photo?
No, I have not.
Okay, now Arizona, there's big desert in Arizona. This was an outdoor event, and so when President Trump goes to a rally, he does a photo op, with important people, people that he's endorsing and everything before he comes out. And at outside events, they often do it in a tent. And sometimes if you're watching the rallies live, you'll see President Trump go into a tent. And this tent had, of course, a sand floor. It's the Arizona desert. So it's a dirt floor of Arizona sand. And they have this photo op spot set up for President Trump, where there's a backdrop that has his name on it, and it says the office of Donald J. Trump, and it has like the presidential seal in it with 4 American flags, 2 on each side, and then there's a big piece of red carpet on this dirt sandy floor. And if there's this photograph of Kari Lake actually vacuuming the red carpet. And if you look around the red carpet, you see the sand floor, and it's covered in shoe prints. And reportedly, the red carpet was covered in the sandy dirt of the venue. And Kari Lake, you see her here. She's in her high heels and dress, vacuuming the carpet. And it's being reported that Kari Lake insisted that she personally make sure that the carpet was spotless out of respect for President Trump. And you see her vacuuming the carpet. And the liberals are having, meltdowns over this and think that it's demeaning. Listen to this. This is on Twitter. One woman wrote, "This is a humiliating and embarrassing photograph of Kari Lake. It's degrading." Here's another person, another woman. "This photograph is creepy. It's disturbing." Another, "Why should any woman degrade herself for a man?" And then there's some, there's some, other nasty comments that I can't read. One involving knee pads, I guess. I don't understand why liberal, in particular liberal women, think it's degrading for her to want the place to look nice out of respect. If you have an important guest coming to you, you clean up, you straighten up, don't you? I mean, I don't understand why they think it's demeaning. And maybe because she's not an illegal Mexican, Steve, and she's actually doing like housework.
Because they have issues. That's why they have difficulty. They don't like men very much.
I guess. You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they think, they think that if they for some reason, they think this image of the 1950s, 60s housewife that they have is what this is. That's what they're saying. This is how this story is being covered. They're like having total meltdowns over this. They think it demeans her as a woman, this stereotype of the 50s, 60s housewife. I don't know why it's demeaning to be a housewife. I think that's a pretty honorable thing, to take care of a family, to take care of a home. It's a lot of work. Remember that movie with Michael Keaton, Mr. Mom? He could hardly handle it. It's yeah, and it was a great movie. Being a housewife is certainly not degrading. It's nothing to be embarrassed of. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of responsibility, but this thing here isn't a housewife thing. She's got President Trump coming, and this venue and this private meeting is a reflection on her. If he came in there and the carpet's dirty with dirt, with sand, it's a reflection on her. She wants it to look nice. I think it's awesome. I guess it would make her more of a woman if she made someone else do the vacuuming. An illegal.
Time to lift on the show, or should we put it off till tomorrow? I want to talk a little bit about the Kane.
Kanye West. No, he spells it Y-E. You left out the Y. He spelled it with a Y-E at the end. Kanye. That's why he goes by Ye. Yeah. The Ye nickname is the last two letters of his name.
I was vaguely familiar with him. I'd seen him on television a couple of times, but he's in trouble. He's in big trouble. Has he always been like the Tucker interview?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Has Kanye always appeared as he did
Well, when you say appear, you mean the way he physically looked, or what he said?
Oh yeah, he looked like a man that was on the verge of a breakdown of some kind.
Well, yeah, he sometimes looks a little haggard. I've seen him speak this. Well, I've seen him speak this way before. If you remember, he went to the Oval Office and met President Trump and live, and went on a huge rant praising Donald Trump at the Oval Office. It's amazing. He didn't look well. He did not look well.
He looks like he's. Well, I don't like to say it, but he looks like he's on the verge of a breakdown.
Well, yeah.
To him talk, as I listen to him talk, he talk about people with issues. He has incredible issues about being black. I mean, he's very rich, very famous.
He's a billionaire.
And yet he is not free to speak his mind politically because he likes Donald Trump, and he is. I think he claims he's not still intimidated, but he's still intimidated to point that out.
Well, I'll tell a couple things about this, okay? About his appearance. I'm talking about his physical appearance, not what he said right now. He didn't look great, and I know what they're saying. Oh, he's mentally ill. They love to do that, right? He's mentally ill. That's not the issue here with him. The mother of his children, okay, parades around on the internet naked, half naked all the time, and promoting her hookups with this young comedian guy from Saturday Night Live, and his ex-wife is putting him through hell with what she presents herself like. Kim Kardashian, we're talking about here. Kim Kardashian, the mother of his children, and his ex-wife is causing him all kinds of grief over his children.
his children?
Well, not fully, not the way that he wants. You know, he has no control over, you know, listen, if you get divorced and the mother of your children parades around basically naked, bragging about hookups with younger celebrities and everything all over the place, and she's raising your kids.
How messy was the divorce?
It seemed to be they've been split and divorced for a long time. Yeah. It seemed like a pretty clean break. No, I think they're divorced. No, I think they're divorced. I think they're divorced. It seemed okay until she started showing pictures of her naked all over the place. Now listen, we got to take our break for the bottom of the hour. Our number toll free. Well, we got a break, Steve. We got a break. Okay, we'll be right back after this. The hour. Our number toll free.
I'd like to get some comments if we.
Well, we got a break, Steve. We got a break. Okay.
Okay.
We'll be right back after this.
Tired of boring mornings? We serve controversy with your morning coffee. The Steve Kane Show. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9. And 70s coming up this morning at 10 a.m. From the Tweery's Rare Coins and Jewelry Weather Center. Tweery's, the most trusted dealer in rare coins, fine jewelry, precious metals, and more since 1982. Here's the Oldies weather forecast.
Happy Monday from the WPBF 25 First Warning Weather Center. This is meteorologist Brooke Silver, and keep your umbrella around today. Isolated showers and storms likely as we head throughout the afternoon hours, mainly along the interstate and the turnpike. Temperatures otherwise high in the upper 80s. We're going to see a repeat in the forecast there for your Tuesday. Higher rain chances Wednesday, Thursday ahead of our next cold front.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
We're still in great shape for the Palm Beach commute. 95 and the Turnpike are both crash-free at this time. We are seeing some slow traffic though on 95 heading southbound passing Boynton Beach Boulevard. The northbound side seeing the usual stop-and-go traffic coming from Deerfield Beach into Boca. The Turnpike northbound is also a little bit slow between Southern Boulevard and Okeechobee. Speaking of Southern Boulevard, we have a crash at Lamstein Lane. We also have another crash in Boca Raton and Yamada Road west of I-95. And in Broward County, we have an accident now cleared on 595 eastbound at I-95, but stop-and-go traffic is going back to the Turnpike. This report is sponsored by Blindster. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to prices less than big box retailers. Blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop today and save big. Blindster.com. That's traffic on Chris Barr.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642. It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in our roof at the Kane household, we called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602. And tell him Steve Kane sent you.
Brian Craig here. I've suffered with massive
Steve Kane Show.
for years.
Yep. Hold on.
Pain system. I'm in studio right now with Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, how'd you do it?
I treated your knee pain with laser. Treatment is simple and no side effect. I have robotic lasers that have a wonderful effect on joint pain. These are all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help with knees. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help them with.
Any joint I can do. Shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendonitis, bursitis, from the foot all the way up to the neck.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
This segment of the Steve Kane Show is brought to you by I Will Advisors. Seniors, medical open enrollment is approaching. Do you know what Medicare options are available to you? Call Debbie at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080, and she will answer all your Medicare questions. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Our number, 888-GO-KANE-1. It is, of course, Columbus Day, and it would have been Ashley Babbitt's 37th birthday today. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ford from Tampa Bay.
Hey, Ford.
Hey,
what's up, Ford?
Hey, Steve. Today is the day that I always remember a major who died in South Vietnam. I wear his missing in action bracelet. Major Maxwell Cogswell. He died October 10th, 69 in South Vietnam.
Oh.
Forward observer.
Oh.
This thing about Kanye, it appears that he got banned from Instagram, then he went on Twitter and said he's going to go...
Well, he said some things that were anti-Semitic. Yeah.
Surprising to me. Never heard that from him before.
Yeah.
With this guy since I got my first real in-depth look at him.
By the way, Ford, I got to let you run. The connection's really bad. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
I think he is very frustrated because he is in a situation. I mean, he said it. I mean, he was very open about it. I don't know how many people heard him, but he was basically says, you know, I'm a black man. I've got all the money. I've got all the power. I've got everything, and I can't even say what I think and what I feel. Of course, he mentioned Kim by name. And he mentioned others around him that are telling him his career will be over, his kids are in danger. They're pulling out all the stops to get him to not express what's something important to him. And I know what that feels like because, I mean, I feel that Trump is vital to the development of this country and to pulling out of this morass of mess that has been created. And if I couldn't get up and say it, it would be frustrating for me too. He feels like he's a prisoner of the people around him.
Well, okay, I'll tell you a couple things about Kanye West in this interview, because I know a lot of people will say, who cares what a rapper says, okay? And why is this important? And I'll tell you why it's important. It's important for a very good reason. If you put on a Kanye West song right now, I wouldn't know it. Okay, I'm sure he's very famous and successful. I imagine I've heard his music, but I'm not familiar with it. If you played, but if you played his song and you said that's Kanye, I'd say, oh, okay. But here's the thing: most people that follow news and politics and Donald Trump may say, oh, who cares about some rapper? I'll tell you why it's important, okay? Kanye West, what he says means a lot to a lot of people that don't normally follow politics, that don't know what goes on in the news. Yeah, well, yeah, and younger people who are white, too, follow Kanye West. Kanye West is exposing people that don't follow news, don't follow politics, are not engaged or involved in such things, and sharing with them exactly what Trump is about to people that probably hate Trump, but now they're hearing Kanye West say things about him, and they're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize this. I didn't realize that. So this Tucker interview, because I know Fox News played this interview and clips of it like nonstop all weekend, right? And I saw a lot of people, you know, who were saying, oh, it's too much, it's too much. That interview with Kanye West talking about Trump is probably one of the top 3 or 4 most important interviews Tucker Carlson ever did, because that has spread like wildfire to these people that don't follow news and politics, and he's created a lot of new MAGA supporters, and that's a good thing. Now, this thing with his wife, I mean, I want you to think about what this guy's going through, guys. You know, Kim Kardashian is famous for 2 reasons. One, her father helped O.J. Simpson get away with killing Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson, right? So her father helped O.J. get away with a double murder. That's one reason. But that wasn't enough to make her super famous. She was a little bit well known. She had to make a porno movie and pretend that it was an accident and a private moment that got leaked out. Yeah, a self-made porno movie many years ago, and it was very graphic. And she got it. She pretended that it was an accident and all this stuff, but and that's why she got real famous. So, yeah, and Kanye and that movie is probably one of the most widely seen adult films of all time. And Kanye West, his ex-wife puts him through hell, right? She's famous because she did a porno, and her dad helped a guilty man get away with murdering 2 people. She's not a role model, okay? And she puts and then she parades around hooking up with these celebrities all the time, and then putting pictures of herself like practically naked all over the internet. He's upset. And Kanye West did something for her a few months ago that was pretty amazing for an ex-husband to do. Ex-husband, right? At great expense, he went and bought the movie rights away from the people that owned it, the porno movie, so they could, so it wouldn't be distributed for their children and grandchildren for the end of time. And he didn't even tell her that he did it. He went and did it, and then went and saw her and gave it to her. And because of Kanye, her porno movie will not be distributed for the rest of time. You know, which is she didn't seem to mind it too much when she was younger, but now that she has children, you know, I mean, I think the interview was important, and I'm glad that they aired it nonstop. And it will definitely help us in 2024 with Donald Trump in ways, because he's reaching people that Donald Trump could never get through to. You know, and if you chip just a little bit away, the black vote is being lost big time by the Democrats, and Kanye just took some more chips away from it with this.
They lose that large a percentage of your basic constituency and still get elected.
Yeah, there's no getting around. There's no getting around it. Now, there's before we take our next break, I want to give out the number at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. But well, let me take a call or two before we get into this. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Gary from Texas.
Hey, Gary.
Hey,
what's up, Gary?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, I'm just wondering, but I don't think it's been made yet. It kind of pertains to today.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's too controversial for right now.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's too? What do you think? The southern border problem is 2 things. Primarily, it's a drug trafficking operation, right? All this fentanyl you're hearing about in the news is coming across the border in the pockets and backpacks and purses and everything else of the illegals. And second, it's a sex trafficking operation.
Time getting it funded. I had heard about it, but it hasn't come out yet.
Well, you know, President Trump shut down the sex trafficking from the southern border. He shut down, and by the way, that sex trafficking includes child sex trafficking, you know. And if you look at the lifestyle of Hunter Biden, the Biden family, well, they're not too opposed to that kind of trafficking.
They're going to do Hunter Biden with his dad, you know, they're just going to sweep it under the rug with the tax.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. You know, all this stuff that came out on Hunter, by the way, thanks for the call. All this stuff that came out at the end of last week with Hunter Biden, everyone's speculating, why are they doing this? What's going on? And it very well could be a way that they're using to get the Democrats to get Joe to not run again in 2024. It very well could be that. You know, to get this kind of story out about a Democrat is almost unheard of. Now, there's one thing I want to mention, though, before we go to the break. And this is something, the Russians, Putin has launched, the current count is 83 missiles have hit Ukrainian cities, and they've hit power stations, bridges, everything. I mean, it's just... you know, there's a lot going on. They say it's in response to the Ukrainian attack on that bridge the other day, and the war with Ukraine and Russia is heating up. This is what the Democrats want. They want this war to heat up. This war over the next 2 or 3 weeks, the Russian-Ukraine conflict is going to continue to escalate. They want you to talk about and look at anything other than what's going on in this country with the Democrats.
It's very crucial. You got to juxtapose what Brian just said to what Dick Morris said on television over the weekend when he announced that they had decided in the Biden campaign that this is going to be the October.
Yeah.
In jeopardy of a potential nuclear holocaust. Help them to win the election.
Yeah.
There and try to create tensions and put us on the edge of doomsday or whatever the hell it is, just so he can get votes.
That's right. That's scary. It's unbelievably frightening. And Dick Morris is right. And so these 83 missiles launched by Russia into Ukraine, this is just the beginning. It's going to be 183 probably by the end of tomorrow, if not sooner. All right, listen, callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take a quick break and be back with the Gold Report with William Youngerman. If not sooner. All right, listen, callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take a quick break and be back with the Gold Report with William Youngerman.
The longest running radio show in the state of Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, we're back. And each morning at this time, and we've done this for well over a decade, over 15 years to be more precise, we check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how the metals starting the week off?
Starting off a little lower, giving us that buying opportunity we always look for on a dip. And we saw that Friday as the metals closed down. Gold down $17.80 on the close on Friday, closing at $1,695, just under that $1,700 number that we were thinking might be a support number for gold, but has not held it so far. Silver closed down 51 cents on Friday at $20.12 the ounce, while platinum was down $6 at $914, and palladium closed the week out at $2,121, down $75. This morning, gold down another $17 right now at $16.78. Silver down 17 cents at $19.95 the ounce, just under that $20 number that we've been looking at lately. Platinum down $4 at $910, and palladium up $57 at $21 or $2,178. Pretty much in a somewhat of a trading range we've been in, but still giving us buying opportunities, or at least small buying opportunities when they pull back. In this case, $35 in 2 days for gold.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's great news. The metals are on sale is really a way to look at it. Now, a lot of people are involved in precious metals investing and don't even realize it because they have at home 90% silver and they don't even know it. Can you tell people what that is, William Youngman?
Sure. 90% silver is the coins that were made in 1964 and earlier by the United States. We had silver in our coinage at that time, and they were made out of 90% pure silver. The market on those coins is selling at a very high premium over the silver value of those coins. And if you've got them laying around, dimes, quarters, or half dollars, they're certainly worth bringing in and possibly trading in and getting another form of silver in its pure form, such as silver coins that are made out of pure silver or bars, and pick up that extra amount of silver you would gain by selling something that has a very high premium.
Yeah, that's right. Those coins are very valuable. A lot of you have them, and you don't realize that that's silver. And last year I needed a new refrigerator, and I had some of the 90% silver, and it was just a handful of coins, and I got a new refrigerator because I went over to William Youngman with the coins. Now, William Youngman is located right here in Boca. He opens up weekdays at 10 a.m. You can stop right in. 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. Online at williamyoungerman.com, but you don't have to stop in. You can do business right over the phone no matter where you are located, both buying and selling of the metals. His number, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngman, we'll touch base tomorrow. All right, back after this.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back, and callers on hold, stand by. I want to tell everyone quickly here about Spin Car Wash. Spin Car Wash has 6 locations throughout Broward and Dade. They have 3 in Broward, they have 3 in Dade, and 50% off all their washes every day of the week. They have 50% off single washes Monday through Wednesday. Thursday through Sunday, 50% off all of their top tier single washes. But when you stop over there, ask them about their unlimited monthly plan. It's less than $40 a month. You can get your car washed as many times as you want during the month, and they do everything. They scrub the wheels, they clean underneath, they wax the car, they do everything. And it's a great deal. Get your car washed as many times as you want in the month with their Unlimited Club. It's a really good deal. They do a great job, too. They wash my cars, and they look showroom new when they are done at Spin Car Wash. Now, again, they have 6 locations, 3 in Broward, 3 in Dade. If you want to get the details on those locations, go to their website, spincarwash.com. Open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. All right, the phones are cooking. Our number, 888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from West Palm Beach.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning. Brian, this is just that I ran up on yesterday. Coming from Okeechobee, Okeechobee City back to West Palm.
Mm-hmm.
I came up on a chartered bus, and it was from Texas. And the signage, I couldn't make the phone number out, but the signage on the side was like destination cities. And the way it read, the first one was Florida. Then the rest of the destinations was Milwaukee, Chicago, and so forth. And my wife, I go, what could that bus be doing on the Beeline Highway? If it's coming from Texas, that's not the way you want to get out here.
Mm-hmm.
So as we got in front of it, looked back, had destination on it, Homestead. This is not how you get to Homestead. You're taking back roads. You just don't do that.
Well, it sounds like you ran across a smuggling operation.
I don't know. I didn't know who. I said, who do you think we should call? But I looked them up. I Googled them, this morning, I would have followed him, but we had a long day in Homestead.
Well, this would be my guess. If you're going to call, I'd call Governor DeSantis' office. I'm sure he'd be interested. But based on the route that you're talking about, because around Lake Okeechobee, there's a lot of illegal labor because there's a lot of farming, right? And Homestead is a similar thing. So it sounds like a migrant smuggling op that you stumbled across.
Now, I don't want to jump too far ahead. Do you believe that the Democrats put a bus on the road back to Florida?
You never know. I don't think so. There wasn't a camera crew following it, right? They wouldn't do anything that they couldn't get a photo op out of. No, these are just probably sugarcane people, dairy farmers. Somebody. These are people that use the illegal labor, doing their farm labor, probably doing it. Is what it sounds like. Yeah.
The route they're taking, I would say they came from Tampa, or come through Tampa.
You never know. You never know. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. The whole route is migrant farm country that you described.
Right. Then the other thing that I found unusual, as we were getting closer to Palm Beach, on the Beeline, you can get on the turnpike. They didn't get on the turnpike. That's how I would go.
Oh, they want to. It sounds like they're avoiding the highway patrol. Because that's under DeSantis' sphere. Yeah, 95. They're avoiding the highway patrol, it sounds like.
Well, I thought it's something interesting.
No, it is.
I will call DeSantis' office today.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be interested.
To tell you and Steve is that Anne Marie, you're not overstating the quality of the food. I came and met you there, my wife.
Oh, great.
Talked about Duckhead Ridge and.
Oh yeah, I remember you. What did you order at Anne Marie's?
We went with the lobster
ravioli
and a pizza.
Oh great, that's awesome. Yeah, the food's really good.
Unbelievable. And we had one of our adopted kids with us from the Bahamas after Hurricane Dorian. We ended up with four kids for over 3 years.
Wow.
And my wife said, "This looks like an adult night out." And what saying that is that her and I would go there by ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh, yeah, it's a great date night place too. Absolutely.
The quality of the food is great food.
Well, thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it. I do remember meeting you. Take care. Thanks so much. By the way, Anne Marie's, they're closed on Mondays, okay, so today, but they're open the other 6 days of the week. And they're located in Pompano on the corner of Copans Road and US 1 Federal Highway on the northwest corner in the same plaza as the movie theater. And I wanted to mention, this is really cool. They have lunch specials over there, and the lunch specials are very, very good. In fact, the first meal I had over there, the baked ziti was on the lunch special. And even though it was the lunch special, it was an oversized portion like everything else, and I had it for dinner that night and a little bit the next day for lunch. So, yeah. Well, thanks so much, Mike, for sharing your Anne Marie's experience. All right, good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. Hi, Steve. My name is, this is the real 1970 on here, like you tapped out.
Okay. That's okay.
Bear with. I wanted to talk to you about Cori Bush. As controversial as she is, that we see on TV and stuff, do you really think that she would let medical staff do something that she didn't want to do?
Sure, she was a 19-year-old kid. Yeah, she would. This wasn't her activist adult self. She was a 19-year-old kid.
It sounds like you have a theory. What's your theory?
Well, because I'm in the medical field as well, and I know I think she's a registered nurse, but I know that I get fentanyl all the time, and
well, what do you think's going? What do you make of it?
I think that she's lying.
Why would she tell? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Steve.
Why would she do that? What's her objective?
I think she had it because Democrats love abortions anyway, so why would she say that she was forced into an abortion?
We'll never know, because Cori Bush's word, obviously has to be questioned. She's a BLM liberal activist, but I don't think she would tell a story that was untrue that made Democrats look so bad.
Not too sure, because I know that I can have my patient on the table in the procedure room, almost about to give Versed and fentanyl, and if they say, I want to stop, we have to stop. Yeah,
but you're what type of health industry are you in? What type of work do you do?
Where do you work?
I work in the area that you go when you have a heart attack.
Okay. Well, you're a good health professional. You're not some scummy healthcare professional that works in the abortion industry. These are not normal healthcare professionals. These are sick, twisted people. They have a whole nother moral code than you have. You're a good person. These are not good people. And she was a 19-year-old kid at the time. Big difference. All alone? I can see the story being true, but we'll never know. You make some good points, but don't compare your medical ethics with those that do abortions.
Correct. Yeah, I totally understand that.
I mean, from your point of view, I can understand, because you conduct yourself in an ethical manner, but you're not an abortionist. You help people live.
Yes, thank you. I enjoy your show. By the way, shout out to Wookiees. He's the one who got me to you.
Oh, great.
On you online. So thanks, Wookie.
Well, thank you. Well, thanks for the call.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield?
Yeah, go ahead, Deerfield.
Okay, Brian.
Yeah, great call. Yeah, it was a great call.
Donald Trump at his best. When you watch his speeches in the last 5 minutes, the music starts.
Oh, I love that.
Where is the next? Absolutely incredible. Do you remember when we had a commander-in-chief in the office and Little Rocket Man wasn't studying the missiles up every other day over Japan and that? Mm-hmm. Those days. One last point. I'm thrilled to see Don Lemon getting bumped out of prime time into the daytime slot. That guy was another weasel from CNN, and I'm glad that he's gone too.
Well, he's still at CNN, but they're trying to get him to quit. His lifestyle does not lend itself to mornings, and he has his own show that now he's going to have to share the spotlight with two co-hosts who are women. So they've set him up to fail, hoping he'll quit so they don't have to. He just signed a new deal with the last owners. They're hoping he'll quit so they don't have to pay him off.
Do you think he'll leave on his own accord, or will he just try and hang on to be on TV? Or
I think he'll hang on. I think he'll come in haggard and hungover a lot, and not just show up some days too. Yeah.
Well, we're really missing. There's no question we're missing, especially when you see what's going on in Ukraine. And I hope people realize how much we're missing when we don't have a true leader in the White House, a true commander-in-chief who's respected around the world.
Believe me, people realize.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, we're out of time, but thanks for the call. All right, take care. Oh, man. Real quick before we go, just a short time left, but I just want to ask you a quick question. Are you in pain? If you answered yes to that, that means you haven't called Dr. Philip Appleton yet and talked to him about his laser-away pain system. It works on all kinds of pain, and it's been over a month since he rid me of knee pain, but it works on arthritis, any joint, many, many more things, tennis elbow, hips. Give him a call. Make sure you mention you heard about him on the radio so you can take advantage of that no-charge consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. All right, we're out of time for today. I'm Brian. Steve Kane has been here. We'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump. And online, AppletonCairo.com. All right, we're out of time for today. I'm Brian. Steve Kane has been here. We'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump. Awesome. All right, guys. Hey, listen, everyone. Thanks for watching. Again, thank you to the mods. Everyone give a big thank you to the mods who do. I was talking earlier during the stream. The mods do so much to elevate the quality of this program. Most of you probably don't realize, so I want to tell you. Because of the mods, I don't have to focus in on these trolls in the chat room, and I can focus in on the broadcast. And that, of course, means I'm not distracted, and I can focus just on what I want to talk about on the radio, which makes the show much, much better. And that's because of the mods. So thank you to all the mods, and you guys thank the mods too. All right, everyone, take care. Have a great day.